Gather round, we got no gods to please. Saturday night, no sermons, just ease. Discussions flow like midnight breeze. No prophets here, just minds to tease. We talk big bangs and evolution. Question faith with our solution. Stars align in our confusion. Breaking free from old illusion. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers. Open hearts and swift deceivers. Make your stand, no hidden levers. Raise your glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn, feel velvet chill. Saturday night, we've got the skill. Echoes of a godless choir. Like the world, we spark the fire. Free our mindset to inspire. No holy walls to take us higher. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers.
Indeed, we are. Welcome to Saturday Night at the Atheists. I'm your host, Dave from Captive Desk, and I'm dragging a little bit this week. I don't know why, but I am. I'm going to be starting some new chemo this week, so wish me luck.
Good luck, Dave.
They gave me a whole bunch of pills for to avoid side effects. So the other one was giving me some kidney problems. My kidneys are okay, if I didn't let you know. But they aren't going to give me that anymore. It's the one you see on the commercial all the time, the Keytropa or whatever that they push on the commercial. And all those side effects they list with your kidneys. And,
Oh, yeah.
well, guess what I got? I got all the side effects. So they say, you're not taking that stuff no more.
That's my favorite thing.
Keytropa, I think it's called.
That's my favorite thing about commercials is for drugs is reading the side effects.
Yeah, well, now this one does have side effects, but it's been around for a while, the one they're going to give me. It's got a good success rate.
I love the ones that list death as a side effect.
Yeah, possible death, yeah. Make sure you sue over that. So they're going to try this, but you have to get an injection the day after. So they aren't going to be able to do me on Fridays anymore. So I won't be juked up on the weekends anymore. They're going to have to wait until Monday so that they can give me a shot on Tuesday, because apparently you have to get a separate shot. So I have to show up just to get a shot in the arm the next day, which is really crazy.
You'll be dragon, but dragons are fierce.
Well, they're going to give me steroids along with it, I guess, the day of or something. I'm also taking a bunch of other things, 2 kinds of antibiotics. I'm going to be taking a woman's drug, so if I grow some boobs or something, you know why.
What?
I'm just kidding. They're giving me for osteoporosis, the women have bone loss. This can cause, you have to watch it going to the dentist because it can cause problems with your jaw. So they want to give me stuff so I don't lose any bone in my jaw.
Look at what Scott Duke has done.
And yeah, I know. and a bunch of other. Anyway, I'm on a bunch of meds. They got my face broke out, so if you see some blackheads, I'm sorry. It happened the last time they gave me some new drugs. The drugs don't like my skin for some reason, so if you are taking drugs and your face breaks out, it kind of goes hand in hand, and they give you new drugs. So I caked my face with acne stuff, so hopefully yeah, it is. It's puberty all over again. I just had it, a couple months ago. My face was all broke out too from taking new pills and stuff. But anyway, I'll give you the news here. We got Scott Duke dropping green for everybody in the chat. 10 captive desk memberships. Woohoo! And they are going out too. Well, we'll let Simos read it. Simos,
I feel like this has become my job now, and I'm pretty useless on everything else. So
you go ahead.
Let me adjust my glasses. World's most handsome potato. This guy again. Jaspier. Thank you so very much again. It's great to see you. Christian Carpenter. Well done to you, sir. Miniscool. Al Trucker, a well-known name from the community. Mark Stoney, well done, Mark. Thank you much. I guess PG's over here. Greg, can't read that word.
Nietsky,
thank you very much. Von, Aunt Jer, welcome Aunt Jer. Another old time. Jessica, welcome Jessica. World's most handsome potato says, "Hey, I'm a member." Congratulations to you.
Welcome.
What we like to see is all the new members in chat. If you're actually in chat, please keep spamming those emojis for us. The more spam emojis you get, the more we like it. So just go ahead and spam those emojis.
We're an emoji channel over here. We drop the wrench so that people can put stuff in there, put links in there. Members can spam the emojis. We like all that stuff over here. So I understand why other channels don't tolerate it, especially ones that are answering people and stuff. But over here, you can let yourself go, and you can spam them all you want. And we also play songs for people that are awesome, like Scott Duke.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on till the skies, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Thank you. Welcome also to Top Dong. Thank you for spamming the emojis. We really appreciate it.
Hey, there's Al. Al, you just got a membership. Congratulations. And we'll say hi to everybody. We'll start over again with allegedly Fred. Hello, Fred. How you doing? And Ryan is here. Scott Duke obviously is here on the panel. He's spamming and he's dropping memberships and just all kind of good stuff. We rock, Scott. And we've got the Detroit Atheist Queen. Hello, Kelly. How you doing? We've got Robin's in the chat. She's also here on the panel. We've got Future of Earth. How you doing? We've got Icarus. Hey, Icarus. I haven't seen you lately. Good to see you. Always good to see Icarus. Not flying too close to the sun, I hope. Skeptic Philosophy. Thank you, Icarus. Jaspier. The world's most handsome potato. I believe they just got a membership too. Thank you very much for being a new member on the channel. And in case you don't know, we've got a lot of great emojis. Feel free to drop them in the chat. We like to see those emojis. And Al Trucker is here. Al Trucker got a membership too. And the Top Dung, who's also friends with our person that calls her Raggedy. And it's amazing what a few words can turn a friendship. And we've got, and Simos, you're correct. They all rock. Thank you very much. I was just telling folks that the chemo they were giving to me, the immunotherapy, for me being sick. I like saying me being sick too. I don't like using the other word, but the scans came back. The MRI was good, which was the one I was mostly worried about. If anything, I don't want anything to go wrong with my brain. I mean, that's just, it's really sad when something goes wrong with some people's brain. And I've been very lucky, even though I had surgery and everything. It was in a place that didn't really bother anything. Nobody even notices unless you see the scar on the back of my head that they were in there looking around. But they did find a thing on my, one of the scans, CAT scan or something in my chest. There was a shadow around my back. So even though all my other thingies were looking good, my other stuff hasn't come back, they did find something near my back and they want to take care of it. So I'm like, of course you found something. So they're going to give me a new, they discontinued giving me the other stuff because I was having side effects. So they're going to use some tried and true, but along with it comes a bunch of meds you have to take to kind of preventative drugs. So I got a whole bunch of drugs, and like the last time, they made my face break out. I don't know what the deals is, but the drugs do not like my skin. So Dave is all dosed up with acne medicine, feeling like a teenager. Mm-hmm. And I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, my whole face was just bumps, and I was like, oh my gosh, flashback. So, but they are going to try this stuff. Now, the only thing is they can't do it on Fridays because it's followed up by an injection. And guess what? They don't work on weekends. So my schedule's been all redone to the beginning of the week. So I won't be juked up for my shows on Saturday, which is a shame. But Monday, they're going to do the first one, I guess. So we'll see how things go. They've got me set up for a year of these things. So I don't know. I've been fighting the good fight, but I mean, the fight only goes so long. You know what I mean? And if I'm going to have nothing but side effects, I'm going to have to re-examine these drugs. But so far, they've been doing good. They've been shrinking everything. Nothing new has grown. Nothing has come back. But I did suffer a lot of the side effects. So I'm one of those people that always made fun of commercials that had all the side effects listed. And if you're one of those people, you better watch out because it comes back to bite you. Guess what? You want them side effects, buddy? Here's some side effects. The only thing I haven't had is any oily discharge. So I've been lucky there. No, mostly the stuff where it went after another organ. Then they had to check out the other organ, make sure, in this case it was my kidney, make sure it was okay. So I'm having to do all this extra stuff and see all these extra doctors, and I have all these extra tests and exams done over side effects, which really ticks you off. I mean, you're trying to deal with the thing, and then you got to deal with the side effects. It's really a pain. So don't look for me to be all juked up at the end of the week going forward. However, cross your fingers. This stuff has a good track record. It's been used for years. It does have side effects, which one of them is losing your hair. So Dave might lose his hair, so be prepared. But last time it just got a little thin on me on the side where they zotted me. So I don't know what this is going to do, but that is one of the side effects. So just so you know, if you see me without my hair, my long, luscious hair, even the surgeons tried to save my hair, but there was no doing it.
Well, you could always wear a different ball cap every week.
That's what I told her about it.
Logo.
Long hair is new for me. I've only had it the last few years, but it did take like 3 years to grow it out. And Robin knows long hair takes a while to grow. I mean, It just
Yeah.
it just
Well,
doesn't come out overnight.
I've got that big red wig that I used to wear all the time.
Yeah, I've got I used to shave my head when my first video. I think I still had my head shaved. So growing my hair out and growing the stuff on my chin was kind of a persona thing. Hey, there goes my sugar monitor. For those of you that don't know, I did get a sugar monitor. I don't have to poke my finger all the time. So I've got a thing on my arm that I don't know if you
I
can
thought
see
that
it.
was something my computer was doing. I was like, what am I doing?
Sorry, I can't turn it off.
So what does it mean when it goes off there, Dave?
Well, right now it's telling me I have a high because I had some to eat, so I'm a little bit high. So it'll give you a high alert and a low alert. The rest of the day it just monitors you. And I've been hovering really good. I've been doing good. My sugar's been around 100. So my sugar is good except for after I eat, it shoots up. So we figured out that, you're probably going to get an alert after you eat because your system kicks on, and it sends an alert to the monitor. So once you learn these things, you don't get so freaked out. But it does give me a high thing in the evenings from the food buildup during the day. You've got a Dexcom, Al? Yeah. Well, he was saying the different ones, and I said, well, my son's got the Dexcom and everything, so well, why don't we go with that? And that way, it's all blah blah blah. So mine, I do an injection manually. Yeah, once a day I take I think it's like a 12 on the injection or something, and that seems to keep me right around 100. So I've been doing really good. I like the Dexcom. It's all right. They've all got their pros and cons, but we're a Dexcom family. So I told my son I'm semi-bionic now. I've got my thing on, and it sure beats poking your finger all the time. I've only had to poke my finger a couple times just to calibrate, and check it out, make sure it's working right, because you should every once in a while. So. But even the pokey finger thing, you don't have to do it with a land slit anymore, and they've made it so easy with the little pokey tool and stuff. You go bink, you hardly even notice it. There are a lot of
medical terminology, pokey tool.
Yeah, the medical community, they love when I'm in there because I have my own names for things, And they're always looking at me with a puzzled look, and I'm just messing with you, Doc, I think they're out of the loop a little bit. Too much time in medical school. But I will say, for a lot of these difficult things, the doctors are doing a difficult job, and so are the nurses. They have to put up with us and our bullcrap questions, and it's a lot to deal with. But when you go in there, and Simos and I were kidding that he's setting up me he set me up an appointment in August, and I said, well, I guess you expect me to be back in August. He was chuckling. He's like, yeah, we don't expect to lose you anytime soon. I was like, okay. So I plan to be around at least through the summer. But all kidding aside, I try to be lighthearted about my condition. I am sick, but I haven't suffered a lot other than I just drag butt everywhere I go. I feel like I got lead legs and lead. Robin probably can relate with her leg problem. It just feels like you're dragging your legs around. They're just so heavy. If I could just get some energy back,
You're gonna be with us though, because.
Well, as long as my tumors are behaving themselves, knock on wood. All hail Bigfoot. I'm one of the lucky ones so far. The ones where they take a picture and they go, oh my goodness, the stuff is everywhere. Go home and have a party. Those are the ones you gotta feel sorry for. Where there's just absolutely nothing they can do. The first thing they did with me is, well, we're gonna do this. Okay. And so far it's been okay. So cross your fingers for me, and I cross my fingers for everybody else out there that's having problems. Simos, What's the doctor saying about you lately? Everything looking good?
Nothing. Yeah, they've been saying nothing about me, so
Good.
I take that as a win. Currently, I'm struggling with my weight and stuff like that right now, and
I went up a little bit, believe it or not. I told the doctor, I said, "Is that why my pants are falling down even though I weigh more?" He said, "Yeah, you gain basically you put it into your belly, and you lose it out of your butt
yeah,
or your hips, whatever's holding your pants up, and so your pants fall down even though you weigh more, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Because whenever my pants got loose, I always knew I was down a few pounds. You know what I mean?
I just want to announce real quick that every time Dave goes ding, another atheist gets his brain.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. This ain't like my phone. I don't know how to turn it off or anything. It's an alert.
Yeah, we'll be all right with it.
It'll only do it for while my dinner's digesting is what it's doing. It's telling me that it's shooting some stuff from my, your gallbladder or whatever it is. It's shooting some stuff over to your stomach because you had some dinner. And it's like, yeah, you kind of learn these things as you go along. So
it takes me back to the time when I was in the ICU.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Robin, how's your leg doing?
Oh, well, no.
We're getting the old people talk out of the way.
Yeah. Mine are about the same. I'm just, but.
Just bugs you, huh?
Yeah, well, I probably need to do more physical therapy than I do, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, don't we all? That's the curse.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, we know you got a pretty good bill of health the last time, didn't you, Mike?
Oh yeah, but the old ticker is failing, and I'm still not up to 1,000 subs yet. So any help you guys can do, give me.
I know. We were getting Simos up over 500. Now we got to get you to 1,000.
Yeah.
Is Simos still 500?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
I checked it a couple of days ago, and it was 500, quite solidly staying there. So I'm very happy. Thank you once again, Robin.
Well, it wasn't just me, but we'll have to work on Mike now.
Make sure it holds, and then you should get a message from YouTube that you can have emojis and stuff now that you have 500.
Yeah.
If you want to sign up,
no, I haven't signed up. So
you need you can just use your Google account.
Yeah, it's fine.
So in old man news, I was carrying a case of water from Costco down the stairs the other day, and one of my tendons popped off. Sprained my ankle.
Sometimes we just have tendons commit suicide. They
just fall off.
Jump.
Yeah. Well,
I just
things
leaned
out,
into it.
Round
to turn the light on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's always something silly when you're just reaching for something or you overextend bending over. The times I've hurt myself have always been silly things because you prepare to move a refrigerator or something, so to speak, right? You get your legs right, you get your arms right, you put your gloves on, whatever. You got the tools, you're ready to do it. It's when you just do something you don't think about that you hurt yourself. Because you reach too far or you bend over too quick or something like that. Yeah, and that's when I've messed myself. The worst I ever hurt myself was reaching over the hood of a Cadillac. That's why I don't like people that own Cadillacs.
I own a Cadillac.
That's so funny.
Because they used to have such a big hood thing, and you had to reach way over that radiator and everything. And yeah, sure enough, I was reaching over the front of one of those stupid Cadillacs, and that's when I pulled something in my back. That's one of the worst times I hurt myself.
We didn't have many of them in Kentucky. We had more Monte Carlos than Cadillacs.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those cars had them big hoods, and
yeah, Monte Carlo had big hood,
and the LTD had that big old hood, and just terrible on a mechanic's back. I was going to say, Scott, we know you got to watch your sugar, right, Scott?
Got to watch my sugar.
You got a monitor?
I don't have one of those perpetual monitors like you have, but I have the stickums, the ones that you stick your fingers with.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting the ones you carry around, but I don't know how much they cost.
I'm not sure what it is. I know it gets changed twice a month, so you're really only poking yourself twice a month. Is when you put it on and it kind of snaps you. Let's see, I'm gonna beep again. High glucose alert.
Wow, it's mad.
Another atheist just got their brain.
It's angry.
Yeah, it's just like a little phone, you know. It just gives you your numbers and stuff, you know, and it's telling me, yeah, you're up in the 279, which is kind of high, but I just ate, and you kind of learn not to freak out because, yeah, well, you just ate and the insulin is shooting through your system, so of course it's going to pick it up. So you just wait a little while to see your average, and it should come back down. And as long as it's coming back down, then it's doing its job, and we don't have to worry. Right, Scott?
Right.
If I had one of those, I'd play it like a video.
Every time Dave goes ding, some Christian out there is reading Psalm 14 going, the fool has said in his heart, holy shit, this is bullshit.
I'd play that thing like a video game. I'd go to the Cheesecake Factory and order cheesecake and just watch it. Bing, 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 bing. That'd be cool.
Well, otherwise, we are all gathered here, alive and well. So we're giving the finger to the Reaper Man one more time. We're having Saturday Night at the Atheist one more time. And ding away. Yeah, nothing I can do about that little dinger. I don't even know. I didn't see nothing about turning it up or down. It's just
we're only guaranteed today's Snada.
Yeah, it's just a receiver thing.
They
also have
Snada.
Well, they have an app for the phone too, and you can send it around, and everybody can check your stuff out. And hey, Bre.
Hey, Bre. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, you want a link?
Oh my goodness! I'm simulcasting on my my channel because we aren't doing anything, and I'm worried that they're gonna forget me.
Don't do that.
I'll go over and hit the like.
They're gonna purge us.
I may have to leave early. I have a debate on my channel at 7 our time at my time.
Well, tell us about this debate.
Between Jill and Objective Ethics on is the Bible the best guide for morality? Which
the answer is no.
Yeah, kind of a no-brainer. But you know, Jill's hard-headed about that kind of stuff.
My position is the Bible. Yeah, that's been an input for people's morality, but it's not the best guide.
Not a good one.
Here's a link for you, Bre, and please, nobody abuse it. It's just a link for Bre.
So if y'all after this is over, after Dave's done streaming, if you don't care, come by and check out the debate because I think it'll be interesting.
So who's
Robin's debating when we're done here? So
I'm not debating. I'm hosting it.
You're hosting it. Yeah.
It's between Objective Ethics and Jill.
Okay.
Rebuke and reprove.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Objective Ethics. Of course, Objective Ethics is taking the negative position, and Jill's taking the positive. So.
There you go. So we will come over and support. You said that's on your channel?
Yeah, it's going to be on my channel.
It's going to be on your channel.
It's 7 my time, so in 2.5 hours.
And her link is in the description. Don't forget, check the description for everybody's links. And subscribe around, help everybody out. Like the videos, all that good stuff. Don't cost you nothing. If you're watching it anyways, click the button, okay? We appreciate it very much. And while you're doing it, if you could hit my like button, I would appreciate it too. We also have memberships where you can spam other people with emojis and other stuff. Hello, NA. How you doing? Trusty Ape Kevin is in here. Farm is in here. Everybody's showing up. Big Bad Mama's showing up over here. We got Bre showing up over here. Miss Red Flags herself. Hello, Bre.
Am I up? Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're up on there.
I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna want me on the bottom. You're not gonna want to hide these.
Oh yeah. Put Bre on top.
Bre on top. I like that.
Bre on top. Yeah.
Another Christian just realized that atheism. Well, they've got a point.
Mm-hmm. I got 2 of them. So I've been told I'm the leader of leader of a secret sex cult. So I'm just I'm leaning into it. Fuck it. Yeah, apparently.
Can I join?
That's what I heard.
Can I join? I said, Mike, can I join?
I heard that too. Yeah.
Right? Well, you have to. Submit your resume. I'll look it over, Robin. We'll see if we can squeeze you in.
Oh, I'm definitely not.
Hello, Demon Orb. How you doing? Good to see you. Spooky's in here too. Hello. Little bit Vic. Hello. Yeah. If I said hi to Jasper, how you doing, Jasper? Yeah, all the best people are here. How you doing?
Demon Orb is here. Hello, Demon.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Ed just showed up. Hello. Yeah, I was watching you.
Let's Farm. Hello, Let's Farm.
Shaking it out there. What were you talking about? You could be the Little Mermaid and what was it, Jessica or somebody with your red hair? Like, yes, you could.
Is that me?
That hair is fantastic. Red hair.
Yeah, Red Flags. We're talking about you and your. In case you don't know, Bre's got her Red Flags channel. That's what it's called, right?
I am a drag clown punk rock or folk punk musician. So if you're into drag clown folk punk, then I'm your gal.
There you go. So yeah,
and I do comedy too. So it's all kinds of fun.
If somebody could find her new channel and put it up there or in the chat there, we could we'll post it up over there. I don't know who's here tonight.
Appreciate you. I'll
somebody
post it up.
Somebody with a wrench that's got one. Put the link in there, but it's called it's Red Flags and it's Bre's. What would you call it? Your mess around page. You show your makeup and your guitar and.
It's my hobby page. Yeah,
there you go.
Or my hobby channel. That way, this channel can focus on doing the cryptozoology and stuff. And I need to get Dave back on to do some more cryptozoology soon.
Yeah. So there you go. It's in the chat. Bre, Bre over at HiveSci, and she's on Saturday mornings. So I always start our Saturdays with Bre, and then she's got this channel here where you can learn about her other stuff. So make sure you subscribe over there and get that one rolling.
Yeah. You can start your Saturday with me, and it'll usually land you right back over here. So because I forward on, and do you get a lot of?
Don't forget Bre's channel and her merch are in the description as well. Mm-hmm. If you're going to get yourself, speaking of cryptos, you're going to get yourself a crypto shirt. Make sure you get one from Bre like I did. And a bunch of other people have done. So tonight we're taking a look at a guy that is kind of annoying. So that's
pretty
why
annoying.
He's pretty annoying.
I'm annoyed already, and I haven't even seen the guy.
See, there you go. Annoying. He's annoying. And
by the way, hi guys. I haven't seen a lot of you on a bed.
Yeah. Hello. Say hello, everybody. Say hello.
Yeah. It's like. Hooking up with old friends, Simos and Scott.
Yeah, well,
Mike. And me.
Seen you around lately.
And Mike.
Yeah.
Don't forget me.
It's good to have you.
How could I forget you? I stood you up at Lake of the Woods.
I know you did.
Hospital stay.
You did.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Bre's got a history with Mike. That's where I first came across Bre. Was over on Mike's channel. Mm-hmm. So it's been a while.
Me and Mike were married for 7 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We had 3 cats together.
Yeah. That's just like a weekend for Mike.
Little bit.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Little bit
He's such
Yeah,
a
time
naughty
is
boy.
different. Yeah.
Subscriber
He's such a naughty boy.
number 25.
Before you play anything, can I just ask after Mike's cats real quick? Because I'm Thor and Loki.
Go ahead.
And, yeah. How are the kitties?
Oh, the kitties?
Mhm.
One of them may be ill. I don't know. The other 2 are doing fine, but I got one of them that is lost like 8 pounds in about a year, and I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to do a bunch of really expensive blood tests next week and try to find out. But they're happy. They're happy.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just playing with them also right now, and they're actually murder kitties. They murder a lot of things outside. I don't know how to get right with that, but they enjoy the murder.
Do you have a collar? Do you have a collar on them with a bell on it?
I don't do collars. No.
Well, I mean, that helps a lot though. If you have a cat that do that outside, if you put a collar on it that has a bell on it, it won't sneak
some
up on that stuff.
Some of what they kill are mice that are trying to come in the house, and I'm okay with that. So,
like pest species, yeah.
Farm wants to know if you're left-handed, Bre.
I am ambidextrous.
Because in your videos you look left-handed.
The videos are mirrored though. I play guitar right-handed.
Okay.
Left-handed guitars are too expensive. I probably never would have learned to play guitar if I was left-handed. Or I tried to play left-handed.
A friend of mine is he's mostly left-handed, but he'll play the guitar right-handed because he says he's got great picking power that way. With his because he can use both his hands.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays right-handed, even though he'll write usually left-handed. That's truly ambidextrous. He really is.
Yeah.
Never did anything with it, but he's got it. I wish he'd try a little harder, but he loves picking that thing up. And what's this song? Dealy 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 dealy.
Oh, you make me want to get my banjo out when you do the diddly diddly diddly.
Yeah, I can dig some banjo. I appreciate the talent.
I think you mean dueling banjos.
Yeah, you should.
I can do dueling banjos. Yeah,
there's some for your Red Flags channel.
For you real quick.
Yeah.
Let me go grab my banjo. I'll do dueling banjos real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. So, us cockroaches are gathered here this evening to take a look.
To listen to some banjo.
Yeah, we'll listen to some banjo, and then we're gonna check out. What is it?
Banjo's right up my alley. Being from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Sounds painful.
I like the banjo for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then I have to go to a different genre of music.
Yeah.
A lot of bands will include even a different genre. They'll include a banjo as part of their instrumentation, but it's definitely not all bluegrass.
I will not play for that long. I promised you that, Scott.
Go ahead, Bre.
Check my tuning. It needs to be tuned up. I'll be right back.
I think I heard another ding, which means somewhere.
I heard the dee. Hey,
somewhere
Joe.
Somebody read the book of Revelation and said, "I'm done. I'm done with it."
Yeah. See, Joe smelled it out. He said, "I heard someone shit talking banjos, and they had to show up." No, we like the talent. We appreciate. I like most instrumental stuff. I don't think everybody's got the genre for me to listen to, but I can appreciate some talent.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky says to make Bre full screen.
Spooky.
Are you tuned up, Bre?
Spooky is
ready. We're ready for you.
Prime Minister of Atheism, so we have to do what Spooky says.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. It's been a minute.
Bree's rocking it. Yeah. Well, see, I'm going down, so I'm okay.
All right. I'm not going to take over your whole stream with my banjo.
Bree's had her 15 minutes fame.
Bree's pretty talented.
It's hard to play doing banjos by yourself, though. I'll tell you that. I need someone to pick up a guitar. I was hoping someone would hop in with a guitar.
Right.
I know.
Because I can't play anything.
Hey, Spooky, how you doing?
That's the only instrument I play.
I know there's a guitar player in here.
Hello.
There is.
Yeah, Simos, I think.
Simos
I don't have my guitar hooked up, so.
Okay, but what we should do is do it back and forth and send each other videos and then put it all together.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's been a long time since I played dueling banjos.
Yeah.
Let's farm
it's like
plays
riding
too.
a bike. It's just in G.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. All right, let's go. I haven't been here for a while. Let's debunk some nonsense.
All right.
What if I told you there was not one?
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Stop there. What the fuck has this guy got on his face? I'm sorry. I'm not being funny here. Well, I am being funny, obviously, but it looks like a fucking asshole at the bottom there.
Yeah.
I mean, why would anybody shave a beard like that? I'm just saying.
That was my first impression.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed.
It's literally a neck beard, right? It's just along the bottom.
Is that some sort of Amish or Mennonite thing?
No, it looks peach fuzzy. Peach fuzzy.
He's got the whole world figured out. Don't you know?
Anyway, I always have to do my bit. You know that.
And is that a hairpiece? I just need to know. Is that a hairpiece?
We want to know what's with the hair. I mean,
or did somebody torture a honey badger?
Do you know who it reminds me of?
Like pulling it too hard.
It reminds me of Roy Orbison.
Oh, a lot of hair.
I mean, a lot of you won't know who that is, admittedly. But Mike, you used to be at school with Roy, didn't you?
Yeah,
yes.
No, he was one of my students.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't know who Roy Orbison is needs to go and find out who Roy Orbison is right now.
Yeah,
Roy's
all right for a couple songs. Yeah.
He was one hell of a singer. I mean,
that's how I feel about Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Don't send our audience anywhere, Mike, until this is over.
The Traveling Wilburys are a real treat.
Anything you want, you got it. Anything you need, you got it.
Pretty
woman. And then Roy went and died right in the middle of an album.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
He had a heart attack or something, though, didn't he?
He did at about 58, 56 or something like that. He was way too young. Yeah. He was amazing. Wow.
Ronnie James Dio. I saw Dio.
Yeah, me too. I saw Dio with Sabbath back in 1980.
I saw Dio on his own.
I
saw him with Rainbow as well, actually. Thinking about it.
Dio did not die young, though. I mean, he didn't die old, but he didn't die young either.
He was in his 60s, wasn't he?
Like 68 or something like that. He was in his
Yeah, that's pretty young.
We just don't realize a lot of these rockers are old. I mean, they're out there shaking it and stuff, but they're 60-some years. Some are 70 years old, and they're out there shaking it on stage, and it's like...
I had a friend whose sister went to Rick Springfield concert this past weekend. And he is
really?
He's 77, but he looks like, other than the fact that he looks like he might have gotten a little Botox, he doesn't look that much different than he used to. It's really
cool. He's still out there trying to steal people's girlfriends is the question.
Yeah, Jesse's girl. He was like,
right? Like, who would want to be friends with that guy?
Oh, dear.
He looks pretty good, though.
In the entire Bible of somebody trying to convince someone else that God exists.
So there's his main argument.
I missed that. Sorry.
Nowhere in the Bible is an argument made for God existing. Everybody just assumes God exists.
Okay, somebody out there was reading the passage in 1 Samuel 15 about the Amalekites and said, "Fuck this," and has now become an atheist.
Yeah, I mean, is fool in his heart says there is no God? Is that not an argument? I think you'll find it is.
That's in Psalms 14 and Psalms 53, and whoever is saying that this is about atheists in those passages just don't understand the ancient Hebrews, the language of Hebrew, and if they apply it to atheism as it is today, they're doing something like, you didn't hear about atheism in 200 BC or 100 CE. Atheism wasn't a thing. You had some Greek philosophers. I'm sorry, what?
It was, yes.
Well,
first recorded death for being an atheist is like 400 BC, 450 BC.
You're talking about Socrates?
No. There's another guy, Diogenes or Diogenes.
Diogenes?
Yeah, no, it wasn't Diogenes. It was somebody else. But
did he jump off a bridge because he couldn't find meaning?
He was accused of atheos and sentenced to death.
That made him a nihilist.
But atheism had a different connotation back then. It was people who were impious, irreligious, and tried to basically draw people away from the accepted religion of their particular city-state or society or whatever. The idea of there being no God was just so rare that you can't even say that passage in Psalm 14 or 53 applies to atheism, being the atheism of there is no God, or I'm not convinced that there's a God.
Well, I thought the Christians were known
as John. Atheists. How you doing, Big John?
I thought the Christians were known as atheists because they didn't worship the Roman God.
Right.
It's whoever didn't believe in yours. Yeah, it was a loose term back then. Yeah, then it kind of morphed into a universal meaning along the way. N.A.
There was something. There was a proper atheist back then as well, in the sense of believe there are no gods. I can't. It might have been either Democritus or Anaximandus.
Yeah, there were a couple of Greek philosophers that approached that, and
for sure.
But if you take society and if you surveyed that society back then, their influence, most people would definitely believe there was some sort of God or divine influence, and it just the Hebrew Bible just doesn't apply to atheists today.
Do you know why? Do you know why in America they only have like 15% of people identify as atheists? Do you know why that number is so low? Because like 7 out of 10 atheists, as soon as they become atheists, I have no meaning in my life, and they jump off a bridge. So like most of them don't even make it to YouTube before they jump off a bridge because of lack of meaning. So I don't know if you knew that.
The irony is it was an atheist who
cool.
invented bridges.
And David Martinez, how you doing? Yeah, poor bridge hoppers.
When you're the only atheist in your whole town, you have meaning.
Yeah, I just didn't really ever think about it. I mean, some people assumed that I did, and some people, just it didn't really come up, And later on, though, some people would say stuff about going to church or something. I'm like, are you kidding me? You go to church, And but they, I don't know, they have a guilty conscience or something. They found meaning to it, whatever. Rock on, right? And I said, but no, that's not for me. I thought you were, no, I'm, I don't really talk about it because it didn't really come up that much. And when it did come up, it's like, oh, come on, all animals on a boat and stuff, all the silly arguments,
I know in Southern Baptist circles, there was always this group of what they call Southern Baptist men. That was their their group name, and they would go around from place to place providing disaster relief, like from tornadoes and stuff. They had these huge RVs. They'd fill them with supplies, and they would help with reconstruction, or at least building temporary shelters and stuff. I can see where that would give anybody great meaning. It's just that for some reason people think that to have meaning you have to shove a God into that container, into that idea. And the idea of community, the idea of doing works of service for other people, that gives meaning. It doesn't have to go along with some God somewhere. You can get all that meaning and purpose just from doing good for other people, just for your kindness. And so many people use that as kind of a bait and switch, and don't think about that critically. And so that's why we hear so much about, if you're religious, you're going to live longer. That may be true, but that doesn't mean that it's true that you have to have a God in order to live longer or something.
Well, it's like that joke, at the risk of repeating myself, atheist dies and ends up in heaven and goes, "Oh my God, you mean I've wasted all those Sundays lying in?"
What? So this video is really irritating so far.
Are you irritated?
So far,
I've only begun.
It's just horribly irritating. I think we should just get rid of this guy. I don't know, but go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Let's try and put him on 1.5 or something.
People try to convince people the true God of the Bible exists, but I'm talking about there's no example in the entire Bible of somebody trying to convince someone that there is a God.
Yeah, there is.
The Bible assumes.
Like I said, Joe pointed out, I think it was Romans, wasn't it? Fool in his heart. Is that not Romans? Which one is the Romans one, Scott?
It's the one about the stars and what's in the sky, what's the invisible things.
Okay.
Another humble brag of Yahweh's.
So what?
Job questioned God.
Job.
God got mad. But
I know he humble brags about Leviathan too.
Yeah.
You draw Leviathan up with a hook, you little bitch. That's what he said. It's like Jesus,
Romans
Yahweh. We can't write that down.
About suppressing the truth and unrighteousness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry.
There you go. That's the quote I was thinking of. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he nails that one too.
Assumes there's a God, and it's interesting when you see people talk to people in the Bible and witness to them. Mm-hmm. They approach it from the standpoint of assuming they know there's a God. It's not even up for debate. You never see this in Scripture. You never see any debates on the existence of God in Scripture. You never see any modern day apologetics where you see people trying to convince atheists God does exist.
Talk about stating the obvious. I mean, you never see any modern day apologetics. Well, that's because the Bible wasn't written in the modern day.
Yeah, you never. There's no YouTube videos in the Bible at all. There's no atheist YouTube channels at all in the Bible.
Oh my God! Yeah. There's no reference to the internet, or there's no hyperlinks in the Bible. Have you noticed that? Oh my!
But
God.
I got a really good question. Why, if that's the case, why is he talking about atheists in this entire video?
Is he though? Right? How many times have we heard that someone's talking to atheists and then found out they're just preaching to the choir?
He's talking to himself. Yeah.
Listen, here's all the evidence why. Why don't you see any of this? Isn't that odd?
No, it's not odd at all.
No, not at all. Zero.
It's furthest from odd. Everybody was some kind of theist back then. There were
What's
very,
odd
very
is that
few
beard, am I
atheists.
right?
Yeah. I pointed it out, Scott. I pointed it out straight away. It looks like an arsehole on his chin.
You can. I mean, I was shocked when I first came across this. I was like, wait a minute. There's really no example of what we see in modern day apologetics in the entire Bible. Think about that. That means that what?
Well, there's usually not too much negativity in your holy book. I mean, It's good that you read from the Holy Book and follow the Holy Book, right? Yeah. I'm coming down. I'm fine. We're telling everybody.
Vehicle reversing.
Another Christian reversing.
Yeah, there's a certain range where the thing goes off, I guess. I don't know. It is pretty handy, though. Anyway. I'll have to see if I can turn it down.
Joe's cracking me up right now.
Where the fuck does apologetics come from? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Always be ready. Always be ready with a reason. Right. Something like that. I can't remember.
Well, and it's the old.
Don't
it's
really
the old too.
Either.
They're leaving out most of the world that isn't Christians too, right?
Yeah.
They're just not attacking the atheists. They're attacking the atheists of other religions, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a misnomer there, or whatever you want to call it, as far as fudging with the numbers, right? Because they set it up as Christians and atheists, but they leave out, most of the world is not Christian.
I think the subject of the video is going to be, I don't understand all those atheist arguments. So
yeah, I think the point of this. Oh shit! Sorry, guys.
That's okay. We're musical over here.
The point of this entire video is that God is so obvious that he just can't believe that anybody is such a fool that they could be an atheist. So.
Right. The invisible things.
Amazing how little they know of Greek culture, considering they've been, Alexander rolled through there in whatever, 300 BC. Right, so, I mean, just to point out that, they set the format right there, just ignoring what was good in the culture that, Well, we can take a lot of things from the Greeks, but I'll tell you what, we won't. Just the language, but we won't take anything else.
How you doing, Dade? Good to see you. And it's always a pleasure having you dropping in there, Joe. Who else is here? I didn't say. Did I say hey to Ryan? Hello, Ryan. Hello, everybody. How you doing, Ed? Good to see you. I got an echo. Spooky. What's up? Somebody's got their thing on.
Don't think it's me.
Laborious Cretan. Hello. Robin's putting up Bre's other channel for the red flags. Maybe Bre will show off some more banjo. Make sure you're subscribed over there. Boost up of that channel.
I'll go do some banjo over there soon.
Yeah, we'll get some more banjo. Yeah, we can have some polls. Put up your instruments, and we'll see.
Oh no, I'm on that other channel. I'm gonna go over there and play banjo in a little bit, but not here. I'm done making you all listen to me play banjo. The people who listen to me play banjo moving forward will have it inflicted upon them voluntarily.
Virtually most of the ministries here on YouTube do, at least a good portion of them. A lot of them are geared towards atheists, trying to convince them through such and such argument, through this sort of evidence, there's a God. None of this is found in Scripture at all.
That's not
Isn't
true.
That shocking? Almost a day or
nobody questions God if there's a God in the Bible.
Well, I mean, there are arguments there for sure, but you have to read into them. But then that's the Christians and theists' speciality, is reading into the words written there to get whatever fucking meaning they want.
Well, it's
right?
hard.
That's
it's
what
hardening the heart.
they do.
It's hard.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be 40,000 different, 50,000, 100,000 different sects. Yeah. If they didn't read into the Bible exactly what they wanted, then there just wouldn't be these differences between,
if
Catholicism
you don't get the answer you want,
Protestantism, or
it's hardening their heart. right? In a way, if they're following the wrong religion, that's like God's fault too, right? Because he's allowed them to be tricked into following the wrong religion. Can you make the same argument when you can read anything you want into that book? I think he's got more than one problem here, other than his hair.
Oh yeah, that is evident. It's about as evident as the Bible is.
For a week doesn't go by where I find something that I've been taught my entire Christian walk that isn't found in Scripture. It's just one thing after the next, and this is just one of those things. Again, let me say it, there's no instance in the Bible of somebody trying to convince someone God exists. We see the Bible says men know there's a God. In Romans 1:18 it says,
Where is it? Where is it?
No.
No.
Here he
There
goes.
it is.
The wrath of God
Sorry
is
to
revealed
bounce
from
so
heaven
early,
against
guys,
all
but
ungodly.
Samantha just got home. I gotta go.
Hi, Samantha.
They said
bye,
hi. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later, Red.
See ya.
Make sure you check out Bree's new channel. We got the links in the description in there. We'll float them around. He went to Romans. Come on, folks. It's the invisible things, like Bree is right now, invisible. See, there she was, and now she's gone.
I got to say this. Give me a second to rant here. Look, this is the problem, right, with theists, right? They want to have their book and eat it, and by which I mean, of course, back then, right, there was, you could probably count the number of atheists in the world on one hand, right? So yeah, fair enough. But like he's just saying, look, there were no atheists back then. No, okay, fair enough. But there were plenty of theists. In fact, Christianity was a complete minority sect, right? There probably was in the hundreds, if back in the day when, I don't know, Paul existed or whatever. You could probably count them on one hand. I mean, you could probably count them in, in the hundreds rather than the more than that. So, of course, like, everybody else around was a theist of some type. So if you just want to make the distinction between theism and atheism, that is completely trivial. I mean, it means absolutely nothing to say that the Bible doesn't address atheism when there were no atheists about, except Christians, obviously. But and that's under a different definition. That's just without the Greek gods.
They weren't writing the books either.
Well, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. There weren't any around. Everybody believed in some kind of higher power. Why? Well, there was no scientific method. Well, and there was technically, but again, the positions that we're talking about that lead to modern day atheism were so rarefied and needed such a lot of education in order to even conceive of them, let alone hold them and give justification for them. Not a chance for your average person. So why would the Bible, which was aimed at common people, right? It's a free religion, right? At the time, free religion. You didn't need to sacrifice anything to the God, unlike all of the other heathen, as Joe uses the word, thank you, for those around them. Why would you? Why on earth would you think that the Bible is going to address a position, right, that's like 1800 years down the line, probably 17th century, 1700 years down the line, right? So like, it's a stupid hypothesis in the first place to say, oh look, the Bible doesn't address something which is like like over 1500 years down the line. Well, that's our problem with the Bible, right? That's why eventually people came around to going, hey, look, the Bible just doesn't address anything of the modern era. In fact, God's morality seems to change over time. It's relative. So it can't be this objective, like, everlasting thing. And these claims that the Bible's been making, or theists have been making, that God's, the standard for objective morality just doesn't hold up, right? Because they don't address shit which is going to come in the future. Right, whereas at least if we look back, right? We can interpret many of the Greek ideals in philosophy as being addressing things in the future. So the scientific method, the Democritus, saying, well, it's possible that things are just indivisible, that there is something which is indivisible, right? And that leads to a lot of modern physics and chemistry. I'm sorry, the steam engine, right, invented by the Greeks as well, although maybe the Egyptian Greeks, but nonetheless, to say that this guy's argument, just on its face, is just ignorant of not just the Bible itself, because I think there are apologetics in there, but apologetics against other religions. And so when he then puts the caveat of saying, well, it doesn't address atheism, well, no shit, Sherlock, right? I mean, talk about saying something which is absolutely useless and meaningless. So there we go. Anyway, that's my rant. Thank you very much for that. Next.
Godliness and unrighteousness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. So they're actively holding it down. They're suppressing it because they don't want it to be true.
Really?
Presupping. That's a precept argument, right there.
And what don't you want to be true? Again, you don't want to go play cards with grandma again? Of course you do. Yeah. Right? You want to go on your first bike ride or something? Of course you do. Right? I mean, who doesn't want these things in heaven or these supposed arguments? They're kind of silly. They're holding, a bowl of your favorite ice cream out, Hey, you want some? Well, of course you do. Right? It's delicious.
Yeah, I get a mansion in heaven where I get to sit there all day long and judge other people that are on the earth. Yeah,
sure.
I mean, that sounds ideal to me.
And if you follow, some of the more extravagant ones, there's all kind of fun things to do in heaven. You can surf on a chocolate volcano if you want to. I'm pretty sure that it's a pretty wild and crazy place.
I'm actually not.
Well, of course. It's like one of them silly arguments, Or do you want a bowl of broken glass? You know what I mean?
I'm not all that interested in anybody. Like, yay, God. How many times a day? Yay, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the bowl of chocolate ice cream, right?
I want an island made out of cheesecake.
Yeah, see, that would work.
Yeah.
This is what the Bible says.
Uh-oh.
Because what may be known of God is manifest to them.
Yeah, cherry picking.
In them.
Yeah.
For God has shown it to them. Paul says it's clear.
No, notice how many times he says Paul, too.
Okay. Yeah.
Paul says.
Yeah, I mean, that could be interpreted, I'm just saying, as a precept argument, right? Modern day apologetics.
I say hey to Nerdy? Hi, Nerdy.
Yeah, so, again, he's wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, Nerdy.
He's obsessed with what Paul has to say, and that's the thing about the New Testament. It's not really Jesus; it's Paul, right? And now they're finding out that Paul didn't actually write all those letters. So then, now you're left with maybe half of them. Who wrote the other ones?
Yeah. Allegedly, Fred said Paul who? I think he was the bass player. Allegedly, Fred.
Yeah, for a little while.
Clear to them. It's obvious. It's manifest in them.
It's obvious and manifest.
For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clear.
Oh, there it is again.
Invisible.
I gotta do it again. No. It gets me every time. The invisible things are clearly manifested. Now that's the oxymoron or something, right?
Kind of. It's either that. I think it's oxymoron. I think because it is clearly, right? If you take another meaning of the word clear, clearly manifested, invisibly manifested. I mean, but you can't see
the way they kind of glance. skim right past the word in well, it's all magical,
Well, you have to have your God goggles.
Yeah, exactly. It's
an imagination. That's always bothered me. It's invisible. I mean, you can't. What excuse could you possibly have for not seeing something that's invisible? And that argument has always bothered me.
Well, again, just the use of the word invisible and clearly in the same sentence. I mean,
right.
How much more metaphorical do you need to make a statement in order for it to be like nonsensical? I mean, I don't know. It's crazy stuff.
And you're living in a world where, to the pagans, that sun up there, which you're going to hear a lot more about the sun than you ever cared to in a minute, but that the sun up there is a god, or at least there's a god, just sitting right behind that sun. And the Greeks believed there was a god that was, on a chariot going across the sky. The sky. Well, you ever hear of Baal, the god of the Canaanites? They believed he was in charge of the storms, the sky, the clouds, the lightning. And so this was a highly divinity-laden world. Just everywhere you turn, there's a god in charge of something. When monotheism came along, one of the reasons why they considered it atheism is because they rejected a lot of those gods, but they still saw a divine influence behind all those things. Now, today, what is the sky? It's molecules of different elements in gaseous form being held down by the influence of Earth's gravity. There's no God there. There's no influence by God there. We know the influences. We know the patterns. We have a whole branch of science called meteorology that can explain why the weather does what it does. The sun, it's a big blue ball of plasma and other material that is very hot. We can measure it. We can measure its influence. We can predict where planetary bodies are going to be. It's not the same kind of world that Paul wrote about in the Bible. So we can set aside this divinity-laden worldview and look at a more accurate, useful worldview, and that is materialism or naturalism of some sort. And, this whole idea that we didn't have atheists, well, because the world was looked at differently then. It's a different world. No wonder apologists have to deal with atheists, because atheism has become influential. And that's the thing, is it wasn't very influential back in Paul's days.
Yeah, and also in atheism as a worldview, I fucking hate that word so much, wasn't a coherent, right? Whereas, post Spinoza, it's certainly, you can no longer say that about it, right? Being an atheist is a coherent worldview because, Spinoza gave us a complete system of ethics. So it's no longer possible to say that you need a God in order to have, a serious position in life and on life. So that doesn't make any sense anymore. What sprung to mind when you were talking there, Scott, was, like the atmosphere you said, and plasma, etc. The phrase that jumped into my head was molecules in motion. And,
they don't like that, do they?
They don't like that, do they? They don't like that, and yet they've got no choice but to accept it when it comes to the sun and the atmosphere, right? They may think that gravity is the God, right? That's the gap that God can fit into there, but nonetheless, they still have to accept that it's molecules in motion, or most of them do. Obviously, there are some hardcore deniers which are never going to accept science because they're just scared that God may not exist, or they may start doubting God's existence. Right. But nonetheless, they have to accept it there. But yeah, if you put any molecules into those gaps, they don't like that. And this, I think, really comes down to my understanding that this is why I would say Christianity particularly, but theism in general, is so against like philosophical learning, especially the Greeks. Right? This is the problem that the Hebrew Bible had integrating Christianity, is because they realized that the Greeks had this solid foundation for understanding the world around them, which wasn't necessarily God-centered, right? And therefore they had to do something about it, which was to deny its existence. And they put their best brains on it for 1,500 years and still failed. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that in the last 500 years or so, that atheism has eventually been wrenched out of the greatest thinkers of our time in the last 400 years at least. So, yeah, thank you to people like Locke, Spinoza, and a lot of others as well.
Ryan wants to know if there was an intro to this. No, that's the video.
He jumps right in.
Yeah. We tend not to play intros because that's just
The only stuff I skip is when they're giving like news, like the bake sales Wednesday and stuff, that kind of thing. I sometimes I skip over that in the interest of time, but usually I start with whatever their sermon being. But this video is it's like not very long. 10, 15 minutes. He's got a few of these. The full description is the full video is in the description. So I put the link down there. Okay. Sorry about the hair. Yeah, they have, the church news or their prayers, or the dude's up there showing off his guitar talents. It's the only time he plays is on Sundays for some reason. And, doing their thing, I'll skip over that because y'all don't want to watch that anyways. And if you do, you can go watch it later because I don't have anything. If somebody's up there jamming or whatever, hey, good, knock yourself out, right? It's good for you. But to sit and watch it, no thanks. But usually you can tell because it'll have like an extra hour tagged on. And why is this video so long? And then you'll see that, well, they got the one guy that comes up and he's like, the deacon or something. And he like does the intro thing. And then they give you the church news. And then they do the prayer. And then they introduce the main speaker, And so there's a lot of time in there that's not the main sermon itself. So, but those are also the only ones that I skip through. Yeah. Okay.
Clearly seen. This isn't something that is
clearly,
like God's trying to hide it.
He's not trying to hide it. He's making it clear. Because it's invisible.
Yeah, he's invisible and clear, and
that's
not an argument. That's not an argument. Yeah, exactly. It's an argument for atheism, if anything.
Right. It's not a good argument. Good afternoon, Vesta. Good to see you.
That's an interesting point, actually. Just to make this quickly, which is to say, most of the atheist arguments come from religious people trying to disprove their own arguments for God. So when he says there are no apologetics ... well, actually apologetics started real early, if you didn't know, and there's a lot of the Greek philosophers using apologetic arguments in order to show that atheism is a possibility. So no, I mean, if you take most of the arguments, then they tend, most of the early atheist arguments, at least anyway, in the 1600s, 1700s, most of those come directly from theists who are trying to give the strongest arguments against God in order to show that God exists by giving their arguments for God. Right, so that's quite interesting that the resources from early atheism, maybe agnosticism if you want to be finicky about it, I don't care, they come from theists who are literally trying to steel man the arguments against in order to show that God exists in the strongest possible way. And that's quite interesting in itself. Makes you think that these guys that, like Aquinas or several others, Leibniz, etc., those guys, they were engaging with the arguments as best they could. And yet we're still really firm theists. So
there's a good argument back too. And if they will not receive you, then you shake the dust off your feet and just walk on by. And it's like, well, that's a no lose argument. I mean, they don't listen to you, so you just ignore them. Okay, well, good for you. I never like that. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Robin Webster has been a member for 9 months.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
Fantastic.
The guy that worked on my truck when I was driving told me he was going to take him 9 months to put the new electrical harness in it. And I told him I could make another human in 9 months.
I just want to address Vesta here, who says, darn silly Calgary weather. We'd planned to go out to Banff for my husband's birthday, but we have a heavy snowfall occurring in the mountains. I've got to say, I've been quite a few places in this world, but there is none better than Calgary and Banff. That is my absolute favourite place to be. I remember going there when I was a kid several times. We used to go there for summer holidays, and just an amazingly beautiful place. I think Lake Louise is near there as well, which is an incredible sight. So thank you for that shout out for Banff and Calgary.
There we go.
In a sense, he is, but it's clearly seen there's a creator. I mean, you just look at nature. How did all these animals come to be? Better
argument from incredulity. Thank you very much. I'm not surprised.
I am saying it to a scientist, right? You said this guy's going to figure out why, right? I mean,
every time I look at a tree, I say, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
You assigned a scientific field to the study of how and why, and propagating and planting them in nice rows and all the stuff they've done with trees. They've learned a lot about them with entire fields of study and plants and et cetera, and down the line. When they put out those reports and look, they gave so-and-so a grant to study a tree or something. Well, yeah, but it costs a lot of money to, run it through a lab and, all that kind of stuff, right? This is how we learn things, but it is a field of study, It's not like...
Yeah, you got to buy computers, you got to have
God did it.
Printer, you have to have measuring equipment, you have to pay the salary so that the scientist doesn't starve to death before they finish their studies. That kind of thing. Right.
Yeah, you need, everybody always leaves out the lab costs, It costs a lot of money to have a laboratory, and like you said, to staff it properly, to do stuff scientifically. There's a lot of money involved in that. So, sorry to be such a downer, but... facts are facts. A lab costs a lot of money. So, at least in this country, it does.
Yeah. How did the entire existence of the planet come to be? How did the entire existence of the universe?
How did it happen? Maybe we should ask these guys like Brian Cox and stuff that have answers for these questions, right? or they're studying it over at CERN and stuff. Colliding atoms and miraculous things. Yeah, why, right? And that's a drive of the human spirit, is the why. And they study these things and get degrees in them, and sleep on a cot, and all the stories you hear to get answers of why, right? Hello, it's Crispin. How you doing?
They're so amazed with the creation of like the planet and the universe, and but they never spend 2 minutes thinking about how did my God come into existence.
Yeah.
Like he just has always been there outside of time and space and whatever. Wow.
Yeah, it always goes back to what show me the good or bad, or how the universe would be any different with or without a God. You can't do it. It just seems that that's the way things are,
Universe come to be. There's no rational explanation for this. The best they have is the multiverse. Okay, well, where?
There we go.
What?
Best explanation for everything is a multiverse.
Well, it's also a rational explanation. It may not be the correct explanation, but to say it's irrational is ridiculous. Clearly, you don't understand the meaning of words. Clearly. And by clearly, I don't mean invisible like you do. I mean, you lack understanding, sir.
Yes.
Mike, did you want to say something?
Oh, did I want to say something? I got a video.
You did.
30 seconds. 30 seconds of a video that I upload, that I just shared. I shared. Do you see what I shared?
That one right there?
Oh, is it there? Oh, okay. Let me play it.
Any preceptor with a single word, and that word is toast. That's it.
That's all I had.
See, there's the answer for y'all.
Toast.
We love toast.
Multiverse come from that. They have nothing. They have no explanation.
Where did a multiverse come from? Well, people that believe in a multiverse study a multiverse. You're leaving that part out. That people do study these things, right? I mean, whether it's a dead end or not doesn't matter. It adds to the body of knowledge if it is a dead end. If
this
there isn't
multiverse.
such a thing.
Well, the multiverse first came up as a prediction of string theory. So, just to say, it's not something which somebody went, oh yeah, what if there's lots of lots of universes? No, that's not what a multiverse is. A multiverse is something predicted by a theory, which although is unfalsifiable currently, is rational. It's a coherent mathematical model of what could be possible. So again, he's just incorrect when he says that it's irrational. It's not. That's just the furthest thing from the truth. And clearly he's just showing his ignoramusness.
And it's
not
kind
just
of a fringe idea.
and I don't mean on his chin.
So it's kind of a fringe idea. Multiverse is a fringe idea that they keep trying to jam down our throats. No. Just because one biologist somewhere, I forget his name, said something about the multiverse, they can't get it out of their heads now. They're just like, fuck the multiverse.
Yeah, well, they don't like it because it gives a potential explanation for fine tuning, right? Which they still think, despite the fact it fails. Despite the fact it fails in so many ways, other than this way, they still think it's a good argument. I don't know why. It's a shitty argument. I love it when theists bring it up because it can be disproven in so many different ways. It is incoherent as an argument, in other words. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, we don't need an explanation for fine tuning.
We are fine-tuned for the universe, not the other way around. Or fine-tuned for our planet, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
You know, we fit in. It doesn't fit into us. It's they have it backwards. They want it top
we're
down.
Not really
we have it bottom
either.
up. Yeah.
But we're fine tuned by natural selection. Yeah.
Come on, Mike. You're dropping the ball. Here's your chance to say, and it's not by accident.
No, not by accident. But the bottom line here is these Christians are really upset because they know that there are a lot of people that don't believe in their shit, right?
Right.
And so they gotta latch on to all these stupid arguments stupid straw man arguments that they gotta project into us so they can explain why there are atheists, because we really threaten them.
Threaten them is a difficult phrase for me personally there, Mike, but yeah, we certainly give reason.
I think it's a threat.
We give reason we give reason as to why their worldview might be incoherent.
Yeah.
And that they're really scared of because because Mummy told them so.
Well, so we're a threat because we ask that one question: why should I believe in something that I can't see, has no effect on my life, doesn't appear anywhere,
can't interact with in any way?
Can't interact, yeah, right. And it's like that really bothers them, and atheists represent that, and so they got to stamp us home, and they got to pretend that we have some weird irrational belief in order to. Because at night when they lay on the pillow, they're the ones that are questioning a lot.
That's it. There, you nailed that. Yeah.
Scriptures at all. It down. They're suppressing it because they don't want it to be true. This is what the Bible says. Because what may be known of God is manifest to them or in them. For God has shown it to them.
Or around them.
Paul says it's clear to them. It's obvious. It's manifest in them.
Right.
Well, Paul said it.
The creation of the world.
Paul says it's manifest. Yeah.
It's good enough for me.
Yep.
Did he write a song about it? That's what I want to know.
Hi, Tori. How you doing? Good to see you.
Manifest me do. Manifest me do.
There we go.
So please manifest me do.
There you go. It's in a song. Must be true.
His invisible attributes are clearly seen.
They're clearly seen.
This isn't something that is, like God's trying to hide it. In a sense, he is, but
he is.
It's
well, in a
clearly
sense,
seen.
In a sense, he's trying to hide it. In fact, he's done a fucking good job because he's God. So he has hidden it.
Divine
get your fucking theology together, please.
Yeah, I could throw divine hiddenness at you, and we can have an argument about that, and you're going to lose that one too. So that's not a good one to use, buddy. Not a good one to use.
Clearly,
there's a creator. I mean, you just look at nature. How did all these animals come to be? Better yet, how did the entire existence of the planet come to be? How did the entire existence of the universe come to be?
Mm-hmm.
There's no rational explanation for this.
Sure there is. There's like Simos was talking about. There's all kind of explanations.
There's at least two,
like them.
Off the top of my head, which are both coherent.
Yeah, there's
evolution,
there's top ones, and then there's fringe physics ones. Yeah. But even it doesn't matter if you're a devout believer. When you go into the lab, you're not studying your devoutness, right? You're studying how strong the field is or whatever, right? And how it's going to interact with another force. It doesn't matter what your theology is. So, my question is always coming back to, it doesn't do you any good to side with one or another when it comes to doing things in reality that have to be done by the laws of physics and stuff like that. You have to follow these things even if you're God. And that's what seems to be funny, is that God has to follow these laws. He doesn't suspend them. He has to follow them. That's what it seems like. So what good is it the deistic God that just sits back and watches or whatever? There's no interaction. But why worship this God, right? Thanks, God. We're alive. We're all gathered here tonight doing Saturday Night at the Atheists. Is that all that's it? Seems really weak. Really weak.
The best they have is, okay, the multiverse. Okay, well, where did the multiverse come from?
That's the best they have.
They have nothing. They have no
have.
explanation of where everything came from. I mean, we could just look at nature and see there has to be a creator. So anybody who says there's not a God.
Look at the trees.
Just look at naturalism. He's appealing to naturalism to show that God exists. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yep.
Professing to be wise, they became fools. This is what the Bible says about those who say there is no God in Psalms, I believe it's 14:1. It says, a fool says in his heart there is no God.
Yep.
This is how the Bible addresses.
There we go then.
Yeah, smart man says it out loud.
Yeah, I know. Fool in his heart says there is no computer.
Atheist. It calls them fools. Another word for that is stupid.
Yeah, we're stupid.
That's not a simile, no.
Yeah, we're stupid.
A synonym even.
This is the stupidest possible explanation you can possibly come up with. That there's no God.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
All right.
Stupidest.
Those two passages in the Psalm, Psalm 14:1, Psalm 53:1, they're about fools. There's these people, this class of people in this Hebrew thinking in that particular society, pre-Christ, BCE, that would buck the religion of the day. They were impious, disrespectful, dishonest, and they acted like fools, or were considered fools, as opposed to wisdom. The book of Proverbs, the book of Ecclesiastes, living a life of wisdom. These were the people, by looking at their lives, that you would say, they're saying in their hearts, there is no God.
Yeah.
That's where the idea of fool comes from. Not, you atheists are fools. You cannot, no Christian can say that all atheists live what they consider impious lives, are unkind, are unruly, get drunk all the time. There's plenty of atheists who don't, who actually are looking for, I guess, what philosophers call the good life, or maximal human benefit, what's the word? Damn it, I keep losing words here and there. The basis of ethics and morality. What do we call it? Human flourishing? Yeah, they're after this ideal of human flourishing. That's a pretty wise thing. So I'll thank you not to call atheists fools. Now, I'm not going to say any more because I'll risk this guy saying that I'm a snowflake, but because he will, he'll talk about that eventually. But it's insulting, and this guy's an ignorant idiot, and I challenge him to prove me wrong. My interpretation is of that particular passage. It's pretty much the consensus view on that among Old Testament scholars. There are a few who say that is talking about atheists, but I think those are the scholars who are evangelicals who want to say bad things about atheists. So anyway.
Yeah, they were talking.
Robin's going to take off and get ready to do their debate later. So everybody go check out Robin.
See you, Robin.
At 8 o'clock.
Yeah, wait till Dave's show's over.
Yeah, and we'll
7 my time.
over there.
Yeah, 8 your time.
She's moderating. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah, they're judging. Go ahead. Go ahead, Robin.
Geo and objective ethics. debating on whether the Bible is the best guide for morality.
Okay. We'll see you over there. Thanks for stopping by, Robin.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Robin. I'm not sure I'll be able to stomach it too much, but I'll be there. Also, just posting the link in chat now, so anybody that hasn't already got the link to that, you can just click on that.
There we go. Ta-da.
Oh, and hello, Kevin.
Yeah, hey, Kevin. How you doing? The ape himself. He'll be on tomorrow, I think. You got a show? I think I saw it. We'll check you out. We're talking about...
Speaking of whom, you know who's missing?
Videos on those things.
That is Robert from Skeptic Philosophy. Wonder where he's at.
I think he was through here.
Yeah, he came earlier, dropped a like and everything. I didn't see him. I think he's in Discord at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. He may have gotten a life.
Does he have a life? Wow.
Hey, Spooky, how you doing?
I got my life from Dollar Tree, so, you know.
So your interpretation, Scott, of that psalm really needs to be talked about more, because it is clearly talking about a person who lives as if God is not guiding them. And they were talking about people that were doing bad things. They weren't talking about atheists. They didn't know what fucking atheist was back then, I don't think. It's irritating.
So we kind of got to give it to them for pointing out the obvious, that they weren't talking to atheists, right?
No, they didn't. I mean, what's the point in them talking to atheists back then when they're such a minority? Right. I mean, if you spent time in the Bible addressing atheists, you're probably talking to a handful of people. That's going to do jack shit for Christianity. They were interested in trying to expand their cult in order to, gain some kind of stability or insulation against the, the fact that they were persecuted. Let's use the persecution word. Why not? They enjoy it so much. So they were trying to basically insulate themselves against being persecuted. Hence, they spread the churches out. Hence, they, wrote to each other a lot and tried to support each other as a community, etc., etc. And when you look at back in the day, I would say the grift. I would call it grift, but in Rome, right, it was illegal for Christians to gather, of course, at this point. And yet, so that's where that, in my name, if you all gather in my name, I will be there, right? That was to just show, basically, there were no churches because the establishment wasn't set up for that. So even by the time they're claiming, I mean, this is one of the reasons I think Paul is just a fictional, not fictional necessarily, but the writings of Paul are just made up, a lot of them anyway, is because that just wasn't the fact of the time when Paul was writing that these things were happening. It was later that the Christians were meeting in tombs, right? In that famous thing in Rome, because that was the only place that the authorities weren't allowed to go to check on what people were doing, was in these tombs. So they used to meet in tombs to avoid authorities. Quite often you'll see early Christian iconography painted on the wall of tombs. And that's simply because that's where they could meet without persecution necessarily. So you can tell it's a religion of convenience, right? Set up on pragmatic grounds, nothing to do with ideological grounds. Early days,
everything just came out of nothing. There's no meaning in life. Everything's pointless and meaningless.
Straw man.
What? No meaning?
Yep.
Everything came from nothing.
All you need for meaning in life is cheesecake. That's it.
See? Yeah, you got to figure it out. And pizza.
This guy's basically trying to insulate himself from, I guess, the world around him and not deal with atheists. I mean, imagine one book. You have one book and you read it, and that's going to that's going to deal with everything you encounter in life. That's just a ridiculous premise. But he would just really rather just read that one book over and over. In fact, most Christians, and probably this Christian, only read, a few segments out of his holy book and keep reading them over and over and over and over. And you do have to learn some science. You do have to learn some physics. You do have to learn a little history and medical stuff. You have to learn a lot to live in this world. And I guess some people would just rather not do the work. And that's what this guy is doing. He thinks he knows what atheists think. He thinks he knows what's in our hearts, whatever that means. And now he's thinking, oh, they don't have a meaningful life. They feel meaningless and depressed or whatever. But this guy has no clue, and he's happy with having no clue because he's just kind of surrounding himself with a wall of Christian Bibles and not dealing with people and taking the time to have conversations to know what the atheists in his community think or want to know, or what it would take for them to believe in his God.
Hey, Scott, just for you.
The cheesecake.
$20 for cheesecake.
Nice.
From the Aussie, allegedly Fred. Thank you very much, Fred. And
people get very creative with their cheesecakes. It's a delightful world to explore.
We'll pull out, let's see. We'll pull out the other Bigfoot over here. I'm going to play this one lately.
Bigfoot says you rock. Bigfoot says you fight. Bigfoot says you burn the night. Bigfoot says you rock. Bigfoot says you rock. Bigfoot says you fight. Bigfoot says you burn the night. Bigfoot says you rock.
That's right. Bigfoot says you rock. Thanks for supporting the channel, Fred. You rock. This guy don't support our channel, though. I'm pretty sure.
Barely supporting his own sanity.
That's the dumbest, hands down, the dumbest
his hair.
Position to hold. And that's what the Bible clearly says. It clearly calls people who hold to this
invisibly
fools.
Says. I prefer to use the word invisible now. Whenever he says clearly, I'm going to take it to mean invisible.
Right.
Yeah. It's the dumbest position to hold, to ask for evidence. He'll point out that there's plenty of evidence, but he never gives you what the evidence is. It's like, I've got plenty of stuff in this empty bag right here. Yeah, you just have to believe it.
Just look. All you got to do is look.
Uh-huh.
These men are doing. These atheist apologists, or these apologetics that are geared towards atheists, rather, what they're doing is they're trying to appeal to fools. And it's something that the Bible never does. You never.
You're right. Do you know, he's absolutely right here. As an atheist, right, I am trying to appeal to fools. Yep. And all of those fools are theists.
See Jesus going up to someone and saying, hey, so let me give you the evidence of why God actually exists, okay? Let's run through this model, this evidence here, this and that and that. Yeah. You never see Paul, likewise, going, hey, oh, you don't believe God exists? Okay, well, I have all this evidence that I can present to you, okay? Are you ready? I got 10 points of evidence.
Hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. Who did Paul write his letters to?
Theists, Christians.
Yes, the church or the believers at. He runs into this. Why would he try to build a case for the existence of God? Now, in the book of Acts, you have assuming, the events in the book of Acts took place. He did try to talk to the Greeks using some sort of natural theology or whatever. That didn't go over too well. So talking to believers in other gods, much less believers in no God, was not his strength anyway.
And as for the Bible not saying, not trying to give evidence, all we got to do is go back to 1 Peter 3:15, always be prepared to give some kind of fucking answer, which even though nobody will ever believe it because it's nonsensical, be prepared to do that. I think I'm quoting the Bible there. I'm not sure exactly if that's an exact quote or not.
It's an okay paraphrase.
Be prepared with a defense for a question. Yeah.
Yeah, always be prepared to give an answer for those who ask you for the hope that's in you. That word answer is apologia, which doesn't mean apologizing for anything. It just means giving answers to people.
Sorry word too.
It's literally disproving his position, right? Although, is Peter in the Bible? Is that right?
Yeah, 1 Peter 3:15, I think.
That is in the Bible. Okay, just checking. I was just checking that this guy is talking out his chin.
Could be.
This is nonsense. That means pretty much everything that...
There you go. It's nonsense.
It's nonsense.
Wrap it up, boys. It's nonsense. There you go. I've got 10 points, and he skips right over to nonsense. You notice that? It went from 10 points to it's just nonsense. It's like, I've got plenty of arguments, but you kick the dust off your feet and just keep right on going. I'm not going to waste my time with you. You're just saying that you have the arguments. You just don't have the argument. Yeah. That's the problem.
And the problem is he doesn't want to spill his seed, on stony ground. And I would suggest, no, use a tissue.
It's mighty weak.
Ask for evidence, and I'm a fool for asking for evidence. And what I want is, I want something evident. I want something about God that's evident.
Jesus never tried to convince atheists. Well,
he never met one.
He
probably never met one.
Didn't Jesus say that he came to minister to the sick, not the healthy? So I mean that kind of implies people that are without religion or something, doesn't it? Something in there, but directly, I would say no. Jesus did hang. They asked Jesus, why did he hang out with the lepers and the thieves or something? He said they're the ones that need Jesus or something, something like that. He went to minister where he was needed, not where he wasn't needed. Was the answer, right?
Yeah, I mean, and also in true Christian tradition, he also, used to hang out with the prostitutes.
Right. Hello, Jacqueline.
They needed it just as much.
That's how that got started.
Everybody needs love.
They needed it more than most, I should think.
Everybody needs love.
Yeah, they need a revenue stream. That's why they need love.
Yeah. Me love you long time.
Apologists are doing now that are geared towards atheists is completely unbiblical. It's just not found in Scripture.
Really?
Sorry, what was that quote that mentioned apologia?
And that's been a problem, though, with the Bible. Every so often, it is outdated, and it's not with the times, right? And they follow a new version of the Bible, right? And words mean different things. Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing?
So allegedly Fred has a comment that you should highlight because it's a good one. When excusages. Yeah.
When excusages
convincing
ask me,
evidence.
Do I need to convince me? I have one answer: convincing evidence. Yeah, that's like you said. That I've got 10 things I could tell you. Well, what are they? And it skips right over. You don't hear what the 10 things are. So it's interesting that he's offering you an empty bag. Hello, Resist.
Look,
how you doing?
You say empty bag. It's clearly empty.
Clearly invisible.
Yeah, visibly empty. I mean, the
Bible
bag's invisible.
Assumes there's a God. It just assumes,
right. which in itself is an argument. Right? Yeah. Turns out that is an apologetic.
Future of Earth, how you doing?
Hence Romans, right?
Well, the Bible starts that way. In the beginning, God made the earth. I mean, it pretty much sets the stage. I mean, you don't have to read the whole book to know that it says right at the beginning there that God made everything, right?
In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning, yes or no.
Yeah, people would save themselves a whole lot of time if they would just go, no, he didn't, and then just read War and Peace or something.
Yeah, the beginning.
Big shout out to Roy Montero for those that know the name. Yes or no? Yes or no, Roy?
You got, it's not a hard question. I mean,
oh, and the joke that went with it. And the joke that went with it was
40 years of looking,
he would come in and say,
and remain unconvinced. Yeah.
He would come in and say, in the beginning, God, yes or no? What's your answer? And then we would say, oh, Roy, how you doing? Yes or no? What's your answer?
There you go.
Yeah, he was a hell of an apologist. There we go.
Those who say otherwise, fools.
Fools.
Okay?
Fools.
The reason this is so dumb.
It's so dumb.
Let's hear the reason.
Yeah, let's hear this one. Give us an apologetic. Yeah, give us the apologetic, mate, that you claim doesn't exist.
is because listen, it would be the equivalent of somebody trying to deny the sun exists. Okay, we have there's flat earthers out there that try to say the earth is flat. They deny every bit of evidence you give them. They don't care. They're not actually looking for the truth. Okay.
Just like
sounds familiar. Yeah, and you got a lot of nerve talking about the flat earthers, and he went there. The whole flat earthers are stupid. Well, that's kind of biblical,
A lot of them are theists. Yeah.
So he is talking about evidence of the sun, right?
But
and he is comparing that to the evidence that he has for God. I'd like to compare those two things.
That was my comment on this video. Was something about the sun is testable and visible, and it's none of the things that you say God is, right? It's a terrible analogy, and he's going to twist it here to make it into a good analogy. And just
if it was equivalent, it would be like God ringing my doorbell every morning,
and then running away.
Yeah,
and then running. Yeah, well, and then running across the sky. Yeah,
and the doorbell doesn't ring, of course. But I just want to point out, he doesn't care. He's got no interest in actually finding out. He's given a terrible analogy. All right, really and he doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's a bad analogy, right? He's not even looking into whether. Notice he said, "Yeah, just look at the sun." Right, and that was his analogy, and then almost within less than half a sentence, he was talking about flat Earth.
Yeah,
I mean, flat Earth also has a sun, by the way. So that's just disproving your first analogy. So what is it? Is it just look at the sun because that shows what I'm talking about is true, or is it actually you've just thought of a better analogy, which is flat Earth, right? Which again is a terrible analogy because there's that the Earth exists. We know that already. Whether the shape of it is the disputed question there, not whether it exists. So both your analogies, right, are just false analogies, straightforwardly.
And they can be taken from the Bible too. So there again is a problem where you can take different views of how the universe is or how our planet is from the same book. So that opens up a problem, and it should be clarified. And it's not. It talks about the ends of the earth, and you sail off the edge, literally. And then it talks about the circle of the earth and all this stuff. And you go around the earth. So these things have been adjusted, but I don't think that's always the way they took these verses. And some people on YouTube today still take them literally.
Of course not. Yeah, of course they didn't take it that way. I mean, why would they take it that way? Do you think that they knew the future or something?
Right.
No, they didn't. Right? Is it a divinely inspired book? Obviously not, because they didn't take it that way. They talk about a dome. They talk about, floods coming from the earth, right? And this kind of rubbish.
These flat earthers just simply want to rebel against the social norms and the scientists of the day and the establishments of the day. That's really what it is. They
like
want to feel
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason. You can't explain how the diversity of life is here. There's no reason to believe that that isn't God made.
Yeah.
Like you're doing exactly the same thing as the flat earthers. Dude, I mean, just some fucking, introspection would be a beautiful thing for you. And like, I'm not saying that this guy's dumb or anything. I'm just saying he's been indoctrinated. He loves his mummy. Kudos for that. Everybody should love their mummy, unless they're complete, biatches. But I'm happy that you've done that, and you're staying loyal to your family, etc. But you need to open your eyes. You need context, right? You don't even study the history of the Bible, right? The actual historicity of how the Bible is placed in history, in order to understand and interpret the Bible in a reasonable way, right? You're not even doing that, right? I mean, fuck the science, all right? You don't have to study physics or biology or chemistry or any of the modern day world attributes that make the world an incredible place to live in, right? No, you don't have to do that to mean that you can have the haircut that you do, right? Without like people just going, oh yeah, we all know that's stylish, right? Nobody's criticizing your haircut, it's just your beard. So the glasses you wear, right? And nobody's criticizing that, because why? Because science. All right, and yet here you are, like disputing or saying to people, well, yeah, some people believe the flat earth. They're just denying science, and that's what atheists do, or trying to make the analogy that atheists do that. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. And I'm shocked that you're having to go down these, I don't know, insignificant ways of trying to think and justify your opposition to people who really would just have want the best outcome for you. Go and study a little history about how to place the Bible in history, and at least you might understand some of the passages a little better than just trying to make up your own meaning for it and say, oh well, it must be against this particular group, which aren't even mentioned in the Bible, by the way. Go ahead. That's my rant over. Second rant over.
Damn, Simos.
Mike's putting out his point there that evidence is a person with a well-documented missing limb regrows it instantly after prayer, in a controlled setting with medical imaging before and after. Yeah, these things have always happened in the past in a country that doesn't own an X-ray machine.
Could you put my second comment up, the one right after?
It just got a dot.
Yeah, period.
I see.
Okay, period.
Yeah, that's a very American thing to do.
Period. Show me the money.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every time they have one of these things and you investigate into it a little bit, you'll find out that it's to a tabloid or it's to some country that you can't spell, right? No offense.
Or they forgot to take a picture.
Yeah, that doesn't own an X-ray machine, that some chicken bone predicted, right? And you find out that it's pretty hokey, right? And there's no evidence that there was ever anything wrong with the person or whatever it would be. It's just not medically sound. It never, ever, ever happens where you have, a local hospital with modern equipment. It just doesn't happen there.
You would know this, Dave. We have more evidence for Bigfoot than we do for God.
Right. I mean,
we have a lot of pictures and footprints and
sure.
Can I just want to, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, we have more Bigfoot sightings, I think, than we have God sightings on an average day.
Oh, I don't know about that exactly, because there's some pretty.
I don't know. Have you heard anybody with God sightings? I don't know.
Yeah,
they talk to them. They talk to them a lot, and they come out of pictures. And
certainly down in South America.
Yeah,
but
really.
I just want to point out that this guy, his channel has 7,500 subscribers, and the video I'm looking at here, dated from the April the 9th, had 1,000 views, and only 36 likes. So there we go. Just giving you some factual information there. You
don't
draw
forget
what you like.
Don't forget to like my videos. I appreciate it. If you just hit that like button, and while you're down there, there's the subscribe and the join button if you got it like that, and you can pass it around, and you can look in the description. We got the awesome description with all the panel members' links, so you can go to their channels and you can put them up. We got Simos up at 500. We want to get Answers in Atheism up to 1,000. He's got closing in on 900. So pass it around and let's get these guys going. Mike has got a lot of content on his channel, and he deserves 1,000, and we should make sure that he gets to 1,000. Hello, Skeptic. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, come on, everybody, please hit the like button as hard as you can, because I'd love to get us above 36 likes, even though the channel doesn't have 7,500 people subscribed. If we can just beat the 36, I think we'd be showing a lot of evidence for atheism.
There we go.
Yeah, or invisible evidence, obviously. But,
and you can
nonetheless.
and you can do all these things. With just somebody sitting there watching, you just click the like button and share button, whatever, and one little click really helps us out. We appreciate it very much.
And it doesn't cost you anything, please.
It doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't waste your time. Nothing. You're sitting there anyways. Just go click and hit that thingy there, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We've already gone up a couple, so fantastic. Thank you.
I'm looking at this guy's other videos, and he really likes to go after other preachers. He he does most of his critique is against other Christians. So
I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I can't say I'm surprised. His arguments wouldn't go down well. I don't think he would, receive a favorable outcome if he started going against atheists.
I told you at the beginning there, guys. He's got it all figured out. When you're talking about his shoddy hairdo, and he's got it all figured out. So just look at him. He's got it all figured out. You're fools. You're dummies. It's the stupidest thing. What is it? The dumbest position to hold, he said, or whatever. To ask for evidence and not be given any sufficient evidence. And it's not that there's, even if I grant you that there is evidence for God, it doesn't grant you evidence for your God, because your God seems quite silly. So there's a lot of problems when you narrow it down to a specific God on the silly parts that you have to explain too, like the magic zoo boat. Okay, so they tend to dance around those parts and concentrate on the other things. But I'm sorry, naming some people from history and whether they did or did not exist doesn't make a magic zoo boat. So there's some big problems when you specifically narrow it down to the Christian God, that there is some silly stories. So how do you rectify that, right?
Important and smart and special. No matter what evidence you give them, I've actually talked to them before where you try to give them evidence and they already reject it without even looking at it. They're already going to reject it. That's the mentality they have.
There he goes. Skips right over it.
Yeah.
Somebody got butt hurt by an atheist.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean, his argumentation here has been pretty dreadful.
Yeah, well, how many thousands of times have we heard these so-called arguments? Somebody probably just rolled their eyes, when he first, when they start saying one half a sentence and you know how they're going to finish it, some eyeballs start rolling and you kind of get an attitude unless you catch yourself.
Yeah. Well, again, somebody that doesn't know physics, doesn't know history, doesn't know chemistry, doesn't know philosophy, just doesn't know logic, right? I mean, you're not going to get much of a response from somebody who is educated in any one of those things, especially when you make such big faux pas saying that the Bible, is perfectly logical, agrees with science. I mean, this is crazy talk. This is just crazy talk and butthurt talk, as you say. So, if he ever listens to this, which is absolutely no fucking chance, but if he ever did listen to this,
come on.
just spend a little time educating yourself. Not even in atheism. We're not even talking about that. Just educate yourself from Christians, I think, right? Just go to other Christians that know about history and about biblical history, and just educate yourself a little bit in context. And then when you start interpreting the Bible in your own specific way, you may stand a chance at least of having a decent argument, enough that somebody can't pull it apart in 2 seconds. Which seems to be what you're butthurt at, right? They just go, yeah, I heard that argument. Oh yeah, fuck, that's a stupid argument.
We've had a couple of people responded to our videos.
Yeah, I don't think this guy will though. He's completely lacking any self-reflection.
There's always a chance.
There's no chance. Absolutely no chance.
You're welcome to come on and defend the arguments, though. So, the invitation is there.
Hey, GSM, good to see you.
Hey, Gio.
Oh, just while Robert's in the chat, he's probably gone already. But I think on Thursday night, I'm doing a show with Robert on the 21st on grounding and something else. I can't remember. Oh, grounding and fallacies. That's basically the topic of the evening. So, if you want to come along and give your viewpoint on that, I'd appreciate it. Give you some pushback. And that would be amazing. That's on Robert's channel, Skeptic Philosophy. So yeah, please come along and watch that. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern, something like that. I can't remember exactly. On the 21st.
See if he's still out there. If you're still out there, drop it in there. I think he's got a wrench.
Yeah, he's probably gone already. I think I know what he's up to right now.
Drop it in, yeah.
He'll be back.
He will. One can only hope.
They're not actually truthers. They're not actually wanting to know the truth. They're wanting to prove their model of the Earth, which they don't even really have a model. But
right, he's talking about flat Earth.
They don't actually. They're not actually looking for evidence. It's not like you're going to walk up and give somebody who's deep into flat Earth some evidence, and they're going to go, "Oh wow, let me look at this. Oh, this is interesting. Okay," and they're going to look at it with an honest evaluation.
Could you just
That's
stop
just
there?
not what they're going to do, and it's the same.
Yeah, so that actually happened at the end of last year, didn't it? So some guy paid for a load of flat earthers to go to the South Pole and watch the sun for 24 hours, just go around their heads, and that shows that it can't be the case that the Earth is flat. And in fact, I believe out of, I think maybe 5 or 6, I think 5 flat earthers, 2 of them said they were no longer flat earthers. So to say that flat earthers don't accept the evidence when they see it, they just accept a high standard of evidence, and when they're given it, then potentially some of them, not all of them, obviously, some of them were grifters and showed to be grifters, because they, or at least lack understanding about the science of how an Earth would work if it was a flat. Then some of them did change their minds, and respect to those that did, I've got to say. And also respect to the guy that set up that trip, because that is not a cheap trip to set up. But it shows that, if evidence is given, even people with relatively less than open minds, you've got to have some kind of open mind, will change their mind. Guess what? That's the same with atheists as well, right? That's why atheism is becoming, a larger percentage of the population than ever before, and certainly the nuns are growing in America at an alarming rate. Why? Because there is evidence against the existence of God, even if that's just lack of evidence in the case of strong evidence for God.
In Europe, Simos, we've got Jasper gifting a captive desk membership.
Whoa. when you say I'm up, what do you mean? Was it?
Who got it?
Let me just go there. Oh, who got it? Disco Poppy. Well done, Disco Poppy.
Disco.
If you look back at this, please send emotes, use emotes in comments, etc., etc. That really helps the algorithm, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to 1,000 here before the end of the year. So help us get there. Help us leave comments in videos is a very good way of doing that. The algorithm is heavily boosting comments right now. So anybody come back to the video after you finished, after it's closed, and just leave some emojis in the comment section, because that would help. So thank you very much for that.
And don't forget,
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on till the skies, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
to throw in there that Bigfoot says you rock. Thank you very much, and enjoy.
So, for the last few days, I've been studying a kind of creature called a Zen aceleomorph, and I found out it has not a nub penis, but it has 1/8 of a nub, like a really small nub, right? And not only that, but the same organism also has a vagina, so it's got both, so it can actually have sex with itself. God made that.
Never a lonely night.
God made
those. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's very, very simple worms. Yeah.
It's very similar to me using my left hand.
Oh, hello.
They have no. They also lack an anus. They lack an anus. They use the mouth for that. For both.
No, that's not the same as me. I'm a massive arsehole.
Thing with atheists, it's not like you're just going to give some evidence to atheists and they're going to go, oh wow, okay, well, maybe God does exist.
Some real evidence.
The reason is because they're willingly closing their eyes. The Bible says that people close their eyes so they don't understand, so they can't see.
Scott, you close your eyes.
Is it so they don't understand, or is it so they can't see? Just saying, they're not mutually exclusive, but they are different words.
Was he talking about covering your eyes? I'm not familiar with that one.
No, he's saying that they close their eyes. Sorry, Scott, go ahead.
I said I close my eyes, I put my fingers in my ears and go no.
Yeah, he's saying they close their eyes so they can't see the invisible, obvious evidence clearly before them.
No wonder. They got their eyes covered with the invisible things.
Got to cover your eyes so you can't see the invisible stuff.
Oh, jeez. This is getting tough.
They close their eyes. So an atheist is just about as stupid, yes, foolish, stupid, whatever you want to say,
foolish,
as somebody who denies the sun exists. Okay, this would be a completely irrational.
Back to the sun again.
How the Bible treats.
We completely missed that, right? He said the sun, moved to flat Earth, right, and then concludes with so they're the same as the sun.
Ryan.
What happened to talking about the sun? Right? Can we just talk about the evidence for the sun? Thank you very much, Shay Goddess. She has a great channel as well, so go and see some of her content.
If I look up in the sky right next to the sun, I should see God sitting there, right? Right alongside the sun. It's obvious.
If it wasn't for the sun, you would see God, obviously. That's invisible. Stop talking about the sun, Gabe from the office.
I once told my probation officer that I didn't believe in him, and he came to visit me.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, that was, like I said, that was my comment. The sun is testable. I mean, and predictable, and all they send probes out there, and there's all kind of things. I don't understand the analogy to God.
You can see the goddamn thing. It's in the sky.
It's not invisible.
It's how they spell it. It's the light and all these things, and they attribute that to the God of the Bible and Jesus.
I wonder why that is. I wonder why they do that. Is it because of Ra?
the sun becomes the sun. SUN becomes SON, becomes the light, becomes the giver of life, and all these things, and on and on and on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, Akhenaten, by the way.
Right.
Right, the Son of God, the Son of the Son of the
Sun. I don't understand the comparison though. I mean, you can test the sun. Anybody that's had a sunburn can test the sun, right? You stand out in the sun too long, you get sunburned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no arguing it.
Yeah, the analogy is a really bad analogy.
It's a bad analogy.
I mean, it's worse. It's even worse than the flat Earth analogy. At least with the flat Earth analogy, you can go, well, clearly they don't accept evidence the same way everybody else does. But with the sun, no, absolutely not. In fact, if some flat Earthers do, like I said, they went to see the sun go around the South Pole in a single day. They saw it and went, fair enough, that disproves flat Earth.
Right.
So
again, there has to be a point. Yeah, there has to be a point. Yeah.
He's wrong on so many levels here. And the ignorance is outstanding. The fact he can do it with raised eyebrows like that.
I wish I knew what evidence he actually brought to an atheist and then got butthurt about.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see that interaction, yeah.
Yeah, look at the trees.
Mm.
Atheists. It treats them as utter fools. That you don't even rationalize with these people, okay? It's such an outlandish...
I mean, I'll agree with him on that. This guy doesn't rationalize with anybody, obviously, because he doesn't know what rationalization is, but... Yeah.
Absurd conclusion to come to. It would be just as absurd to say there's no sun. The sun doesn't exist. And let's...
Does that even slightly follow?
I don't really understand that the God doesn't exist. They're all loose. It's loose terminology. I mean, there's no proof, so there's no existence. Yes, I mean, it's how you want to twist the language around, right? Does God exist? Well, we don't think God exists, but I'm more with like what Bre was talking about earlier today, that it doesn't really matter type thing, right? That the universe goes on the way it does, and even if there is a God, that it seems to have to follow what the universe is going to play out. I mean, it doesn't intervene, right? There's no magic involved. So if there is, it's just an observer. Observer doesn't do anything. It's the fans in the crowd or somewhat. It's sitting back watching with the popcorn and chips, and feet up in the air. There's nothing happening. So I haven't seen the argument for what it's doing other than it gives people, a spiritual meaning in their life or something or whatever you want to call it. I understand all those things, but as far as changing the reality of things, I don't see where it intervenes. So
yeah, I'll just go back to another psychological justification that these guys seem to have. It pleases mummy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not even appealing to a male god. They're not even saying, "Oh yeah, daddy."
Right.
Maybe that's the fear. Maybe that's the fear side of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love mummy, fear daddy.
Let's say you walk up to somebody and they have their eyes closed just as tight as they can.
Okay.
And you try to tell them there's
Wake
a sun.
up.
You should open your eyes. You should look at it. There's clearly a sun right there.
No.
You should just open your eyes.
No, you shouldn't.
They're willingly closing their eyes and they're saying, nope, there's no sun.
Nope.
I don't see any evidence of a sun. You can't convince me. And so then you proceed to give them evidence. Then you say, okay, well, actually, there's this ball in the sky, and you try to give them evidence. See the heat you're feeling right now. That's evidence of it. And you try to tell them all these different, evidences that there's a sun.
Evidences.
So what orifice do I have to open to see God?
Yeah, but we're not going to get it. Somebody's happy with their four-wheeler today.
Love it.
You're never going to get one for the God. Yeah, that's the thing. all the it's usual Christian apologetics. The thing he's railing about is that you're firing back with the same arguments. They're lame arguments. You don't have anything. So and he's going to start repeating it pretty soon, and then it starts to really get annoying.
Yeah, like I said, they're both of them are bad analogies for different reasons. The sun is a bad analogy because, if God had that much evidence, then we'd all believe.
Sure.
Right? No doubt about it. So, no, it's not that. We're now criticizing the type of evidence. And nobody denies the sun, right? Nobody in history probably has ever denied the sun because guess what? We cultivate plants.
Yeah.
That's what made our civilization.
We've probably been following the sun longer than anything else, right? Just for growing crops and when the herds came through and all that kind of stuff and everything, right? Times of the year and all that kind of good stuff. Against the sun is really bothering me. It's a really weak.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they're closing their eyes is because they don't want to know the truth. They're suppressing the truth in unrighteousness because they.
Now you're suppressing the truth in unrighteousness. You just don't want to believe there's a sun because you want to be unrighteous.
Well, no, he's literally just switching back now. He's switching back to God and saying, look, I made a false analogy, but I'm going to believe that it's true. Look, this is the same thing. Right. Look, you just don't want to know there's a sun. Well, no, obviously, I wouldn't have bought a pair of sunglasses if I'd not wanted to believe there's a sun. I wouldn't have a hat if I didn't think there was a sun. I wouldn't buy, sun cream if I didn't think there was a sun, right? All of these things are absolutely necessary, especially now I've had this damn operation to my existence. So, again, denying existence is not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about denying things that are invisible, right? Made up. We don't believe in dragons. We don't believe in fairies. We don't believe in unicorns. We don't believe in pixies, right? We don't believe in Santa Claus. For exactly the same reason, we don't believe that this... Jesus Christ was God. Exactly the same reason.
They want to sin. Like it says in John 3, they don't come to the light because they don't want their deeds to be exposed. That's what it comes down to. But whoever comes to the light, comes to the light that is deeds, that may be evident that they're done.
And I always hear the opposite. I hear people are driven after they've done something to find Jesus. But they aren't as driven when they're living a happy life. They don't need the need for it, and it seems to be like just seemed to work out that I hit rock bottom and then I found Jesus, right? Again, it doesn't seem to be doing you any good, buddy, right? I mean, glad you got cleaned up, but
exactly.
It took rock bottom.
It can do you good in that example, right? And I wouldn't deny people the idea of saying, look, I've got some idea of higher power, so therefore I don't have to drink. If that's what gets you through, you go for it. Nobody's saying that. Well, what my problem here is him saying this stuff about giving this psychological interpretation of why people are atheists. Right? Okay, there may be some psychological baggage. There usually is. We are human after all. But the difference here is it's not so mummy and daddy love us.
So,
right?
Scott,
that's the difference. And clearly this guy has been indoctrinated hardcore because otherwise he would have done some investigation to find out the truth. But he doesn't want to find out the truth. Why? Because why question mummy and daddy? Go ahead.
Scott, John 3, is that what he said? John 3?
I think so, yeah.
Is that about the Pharisees? What the hell? What is John 3?
I was out of the room. What did he quote?
John 3, that basically we don't want to believe or something. He's talking about the separated one, the Pharisees, I believe, is what John 3 is about.
Well, let me just take a look.
They were Jewish, right? And they didn't want to believe in Jesus? Huh?
He did talk to Nicodemus about being born again. Why? Yeah, talking about to the Pharisee Nicodemus. He came to Jesus by night and said to him, "I know your teacher has come from God." So that is talking about a Pharisee and a conversation Jesus had with him. What point was he trying to make?
I think, well, he's saying that John is about atheists, and I think it's about Jewish people, right, that didn't believe in Christ or whatever.
Right. None of this is written for atheists because their audience was believers. Even the Gospel of John wasn't written to convert atheists. It was written for the believers.
So his whole point was that nowhere in the Bible is there a thing about arguing with atheists, yet he's using the Bible to argue with atheists.
Indeed.
So he speaks with forked tongue.
Indeed. That's what I was going to say. He's claiming there are no apologetics in the Bible. Clearly he hasn't read Peter. But secondly, he's quoting John now to show that there are. And we would expect John because it's obviously the last gospel. But
yeah,
especially
everything he has quoted from the Bible, he's using it against atheists, right? And yet claiming that nothing in the Bible says something against atheists. Like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Did he listen to himself when he recorded this?
He doesn't listen to himself, and badly. On top of that, he reads the Bible badly because, like I'm saying, you only have to read some kind of historical context about when the Bible was written to understand some of these arguments are just not plausible, given the state of when it was written and why it was written. Like you're saying, none of the Bible's written to atheists. It's all written to what they would call other types of theism. Heathens, as Joe called it earlier. Thank you once again, Joe.
On God. So it's not like they just need evidence. It's not like there's a lack of evidence. Paul specifically in Romans 1 says there is no lack of evidence.
Well, there we go then. That's evidence in itself.
Back to Paul. Paul says.
Yeah, it's bad evidence, but it is evidence.
And I always bring up wasn't Paul's letter to the Romans Paul's letter to the Romans? I was like, wait a minute, I'm not Roman. No, so I don't like that book anyways. And,
well, that's how you convince people. Is you write to the people that you're trying to convince, and you call them stupid.
Yeah, not a very nice letter. So.
Yeah, if you want evidence in a trial, you just say, John brought evidence. Oh, good. That's okay. I believe you now. John brought evidence.
Yeah.
Romans 1:7 says, to all God's beloved in Rome who are called to be saints. In other words, believers. Romans was written to believers.
And it was written to the Romans, so, right? A letter to the Romans, right?
The argument he's using is actually an argument for believers to read. So they read this thing about people who are outside our group and go, yeah, they're denying and suppressing or whatever. But it's just a way of bad mouthing people who are different from you in order to have group cohesion, which I think Laborious Cretan has been messaging about all night in the side chat. And so, let's badmouth other people so that we can feel better as a people, and then they'll give me money for my trip to Spain, which is what Paul was really writing about.
Love it. Good one, Scott. Yeah, well, everybody loves like a summer holiday to Marbella.
Every man is going to give an account to God. Well, how could he give an account to God if he could?
And that's the thing too. This whole, they're going to unveil your scroll and read about your life. And doesn't God already know everything? I mean, but everybody has a scroll about them or something. And
every time you farted in an elevator, it's going to be back.
You got all these things written down about you, right? And but God already knows everything, right? Everything is. That's why I say there can't be any free will or any of this nonsense in that book if God's in charge of everything. I mean, God made sure that you turn left, not right. That's the way I read it. That you don't have any choice in the matter. God has it all planned out. So no matter what you do is what God wanted you to do. So it kind of messes up the whole free will and God wanted you to make decisions and all this stuff. And it's like, that's kind of, how you look at it. Did you get away with it because of God or not because of God? There's a lot of arguments to be made, but none of them hold any weight over the other ones. I don't see anything other than invoking magic does you any good. So you're back to what God, is God actually doing anything? Well, no, God's not actually doing it. God didn't help your horse win the race, right?
Well, even Christians worked out eventually that God helps those that help themselves.
Yeah.
It took them a few hundred years to do it, but at least they worked it out.
That's an easy one to work out, yeah. Well, you helped yourself, so you got rewarded. Well, there you go. 500 witnesses, couldn't be wrong. Okay, who were they specific? Yeah, they named 500 witnesses, and the 500, there was like 500 people there. It's a casual term, and nobody ever meant them to be picked out. And, hello, Sydney, how you doing?
It's one of those numbers, isn't it, that you just go, I don't know, it's about 500.
Yeah, there was a whole town full of people, 500 people. Yeah.
Wasn't 508 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't counted. They weren't all accounted for. Somebody just guessed a number, and there was loads of people there. Loads saw that. How many? I don't know, 500, 600, who knows? Just saying, there was people there.
70 million people voted for Trump.
There you go. Can't all be wrong.
We got Garland Garrett in the chat. How you doing?
30 billion flies eat shit. Can't all be wrong.
Right. Come on.
By the way, happy toast, everybody.
Yeah, we love toast.
We love toast.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
We love toast.
Could stand before God and say,
"Thank you."
Well, I just didn't know. I just didn't have enough evidence. That's not going to fly. Why? Because it says all creation, that for since creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen. Okay, so that
here he goes back to Romans again. The invisible things are clearly seen.
Now, invisible things are invisibly seen.
You don't have to take a lot away from the Bible to understand that some of the things in the Bible are ridiculous. Like invisible things are clearly seen. Now, you can use this for any religion or none at all. It's a nothing burger. It's a waste of words. It means absolutely nothing. Okay? It means absolutely nothing.
They are without excuse.
Yeah. You're without excuse, Simos. You didn't do something, you're without an excuse. Okay. Well, no, you got an excuse. You always have an excuse.
I don't need no stinking excuses.
But I mean, he's just setting it up that you can't win or can't lose either way. You have to know. You already know this. God already made sure you know. Well, if God is all powerful and made sure that he knew you and you knew him and all this stuff that they say, then there wouldn't be a non-believer. As Simos said, everybody would believe because God would have set it up that way. So it seems that God didn't set it up that way, which opens up again that you have the decision, not that it's put inside of you or anything. So again, weak arguments, very weak. Sorry, fix your hair.
That's what the Bible says. You can look at nature.
Right.
And that is enough to condemn you right there. That is enough to say, okay, you knew the truth, but you exchanged the glory
trees
of God for a lie.
Yeah.
And it says, even though they knew God.
What you're talking about, I look at nature and I see trees. Oh, those are plants. And plants are related to this, and plants are related to that. And they get their nourishment from the soil. I see nothing about God. So I just wonder what he's talking about. What does he think he's talking about?
Yeah, well, you go to the nursery to ask those questions, right? Not to church.
So also,
what soil, what fertilizer, etc.
Yeah, and so, but my experience of things is different. No, I'm not suppressing any truth. I'm actually pretty open. I look for interesting arguments coming from believers. Don't find too many of them, but I'm looking for them. So, where do you get off saying that we're trying to suppress the truth and unrighteousness? Well, maybe I'll try to be righteous if you show me that there's a God and that he needs to be followed, and whatever righteousness means, I could possibly become righteous. But I'm not going to follow somebody that I'm not convinced exists. So please bring the evidence, Mr. Guy with glasses and a honey badger on a corpse on his head.
Yeah, he likes to skip over evidences for God. Evidences is the evidence for God. He likes to skip over that, and it's very convenient.
But
it's something he does. He just says, I have all this evidence, and then he moves on.
Yeah, also, I just want to make this wee point here. Little rant, mini rant again. Yeah, look, so this is the classic theist thing to do, of course. What they will do is go, look, Jesus Christ, you only got to look at the trees to know that Jesus Christ exists. Right? No. All you're going to do by looking at the trees is know the trees exist. Right? Now, you can put a deity behind that, but that has no connection with Jesus. Jesus, all the baggage that this guy's just loaded on to naturalism. Right? Yeah, if you look at the trees, the best you can get to is pantheism. Right? It doesn't get you to a personal God even. Right? And yet here he is sitting there claiming, well, of course, if all you got to do, look, it says in the Bible, just look at the natural things around you, and that shows that Christianity is true. Right? That literally is a massive non sequitur, and once again shows that this guy has no real philosophical or logical training in which to be able to distinguish some of the finer points that he's making. He's just making assertions and then going, see, you must be dumb because of this, because I don't understand something. Right? And that's just absolutely crazy to me. All he has to do is put a little bit of work in to study a little bit of logic or a little bit of philosophy or even a little bit of biology in this case, because he's saying look at the natural trees and the life around you. You can't explain that. And then that's enough, right? So, no, I think this is, once again, just to go back to our favourite person, Peter Atkins. What do we say that Peter Atkins says, Dave?
Lazy mind?
This is an example of a lazy mind. This is one big example of a lazy mind. Hence all these fallacies that are jumping out everywhere. Thank you. Rant over. Rant number 3 over. I'm doing well on the rants today. Yeah. Back in my day, right, people didn't rave. We used to rant.
We got lots of invisible evidence. Indeed. That's been the problem, is the invisible evidence. You don't understand. Your evidence is invisible. And you point out anything is God did it. Okay, well, like we just said, that's a lazy mind. God did it. God did it. Well, then what do you have all these fields for? Well, why do people spend their whole lives in a specific field of science studying a certain plant or tree or rock or whatever they study? Because there's a lot of study that goes into it, all right? And these things are investigated, and they find out why. And it's not throw your arms in the air and say, "Oh, God did it." You don't get studies and grants and figure things out doing things that way. And there's a lot of people that appreciate that we don't do things that way, that plant seeds every year, that expect growth and so many bushels per acre and everything else because of the science involved in it, and understanding how these things work and interact and grow the best and all these things. And there's just no studying it, and things just happen, and it's a real narrow viewpoint too, right? They just discount hundreds of years of people studying these things to get us where we are, where we have crops and all these good things to eat. That there's a lot of science involved in it, a lot of genetics and everything. They just didn't know they were doing it. Now we know better. The magic zoo boat.
Please, everybody, remember to like the stream. Just hit that button as hard as you can. Thank you.
Yeah, we got a few minutes here. We got about half the video. That's pretty good.
They exchanged God for a lie.
So
that's the reality, and that's something that these apologists, frankly, just miss. They completely just disregard. Is this condition that it's not about evidence? It's not like they just need more evidence. That's
like
not
what?
the issue. The issue is there's sin.
Oh,
it's not like you can just.
Big groans, everybody. Big groans, everybody.
Yeah, it's the sin.
I just want to sin.
Yeah.
Present a few points of evidence, and you're going to convince them.
Well, that goes both ways. I don't expect anybody to deconvert because they heard something or read something. They should question their own beliefs. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm not going to tell somebody they're right or wrong for what they believe. But you should question everything, and things that are obvious. Like somebody with their hand out all the time for money, and very obvious things that it's just all a big scam. Now are there religious people that are sincere and everything? And then, well, sure, why not?
They're people.
They're people, but I don't see them harming other people the way many people do. And being ignorant to me is harming groups of people.
Yeah, like another small point here is, the fact that they want to use this religious word sin, right, is amusing to me, right? Because they often will accuse atheists of not being able to ground morals or ethics, having no grounding for it. By the way, I'm doing a program on Thursday on Robert's channel to do with grounding. But they say that you can't ground it. But then they go on to make a circular argument for God's existence, grounding in ethics and morals, right? And therefore, that's why we want to have, sin. Well, that's just at the base of it. You're just making a circular argument, or you're at least begging the questions against naturalism. So, look, dude, for fuck's sake, just go away, study some of the apologetics that Christians actually do, right? And then you'll perhaps see some of the problems in your own arguments. In other words, I'm kind of just going to quote the Bible. Before you question, was it the speck in somebody else's eye, take the log out of your own. And you are suffering from having massive amounts of wood, which is probably something to do with your chin more than anything.
Oops, I blew it.
Evidence is that there's a sun. That since creation of the world, that it's not about evidence. It's not like, so if you wouldn't sit there and argue with somebody, a sun denier, if you're not going to sit there and waste your time and try to argue, oh, there actually is a sun, let me give you all the examples, the evidence and all that, then why would you do that with an atheist? The Bible says they're willingly closing their eyes because they don't want to see the truth, and you're gonna try to give them evidence.
They don't want to see that. They close their eyes so they can't see the invisible evidence. That's all he said so far. That's his argument, right?
And my thing's been all along that that are coming along is that no matter how powerful, and I like Genesis, I like the way it's written.
Yeah,
it's a very powerful story.
Great drummer.
It's a good way to open the book, and creation, and you get this vision in your head, and stuff all coming together, and the world coming together, and the universe coming. But but also in science class, you realize that this was over long periods of time, and it wasn't magical and everything. Even though they're fun to watch and takes your imagination away, right? But it wasn't meant. I don't think it was ever meant to be scientific. It was just that God made everything. Here's a powerful nice story and everything, and then you've got these people that take it just way too literally, and then they've totally ruined what otherwise could be a good intro to the book. Now, a lot of the book is it's lessons and things that happened and pieces of history or whatever that you want to call it that's in there, but it's a big mismatch, and then it culminates with this sacrifice and everything. I mean, it's a horrible book. But the beginning of it, very powerful, very very good intro that God made everything. I love the way it reads. I really do. But it kind of got ruined, people don't take this literally, do they? Right? And when you realize that day that people are actually taking this literally, then you start to worry a little bit. So I'm worried about you, brother.
Of something, they're closing their eyes because they don't want to see it. Now, tell me what sense this makes. If you come across somebody who denies there's a sun,
right?
That's not a rational person. You're not going to sit there and be able to reason with them and rational. They're not looking for the truth. They're not looking for rational explanations of how Jesus actually rose from the dead and all the evidence again, for it and all that. Now, yes, we try. We give it to them. We command. We tell them to.
This guy gives no rational explanation for how Jesus rose from the dead. He just claims it happened because God. Right. That's not a rational explanation.
It's in that book. I mean, just read that book.
How did it happen? How did he raise from the dead? That's the question.
Yeah.
Repent. We tell them, look, open your eyes, come out of your slumber.
Yeah, and the whole thing didn't do any good, anyways. I mean, ultimately, did he do away with sin? No. He took away your sin. Well, then you can still sin. To me, it didn't do any good, right? I mean, his sacrifice was supposed to be for something. What did he sacrifice? I mean, you still have sin, and it doesn't do away with the sin, and you still have to repent of the sin. I'm failing to see what Jesus' death on the cross did for anybody's sin. You know what I mean? Seemed like he got crucified for something else, maybe, and not your sin. It just seems a little wrong.
We got a new person here, San Jose.
Hey, it's Brojo.
That claim itself, unseen by eye microscope or telescope, so by your own criterion, it is unbelievable. Strict empiricism is self-refutes. Hume conceded this. Yeah, I don't think that anybody, well, not many people hold to what you're trying to imply strict empiricism is. Just like there are very few people that apply to literalism in the Bible anymore. Right? These ideas have just slightly passed away somewhat. There are people who, I'm an empiricist, but I'm more an empiricist of the Quinean type. So I think that numbers, etc., don't exist as such. They're fictions, but they're what I would call useful fictions, and they help explain what we do see, in inverted commas, see being observed, and just because you use the word see doesn't mean that everybody's going to use the same definition you do, San Jose. but that's fine. That's fine. Thank you for your, thank you for your participation in the chat, and please keep giving us what you need. Hey, Brojo, how you doing? Good to see you. Multiplying physical mechanism still leaves contingent being unexplained. PSR demands necessary ground. Inflation and many words themselves are contingent post. Yeah, I mean, show me that the PSR exists independent of the universe, and you might have a point there. Just because the universe acts in, things in the universe happen a certain way, it's a category error to say that the universe then must also operate in the same way. So that's a falsehood as well, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I understand why people would make that argument. So it's not like it's not the first time I've heard it. I just don't think it necessarily follows. If you do have any evidence, right, that the PSR is a necessary condition of everything, including that outside the universe, I'd love to hear that argument. And so San Jose, if you've got one, I've never heard one, but yeah, you never know. You could be the exception.
Well, I think, and he does a lot of repeats in here, over and over with the Romans thing, and I could have wore out my video.
Yeah, no, I love Romans.
Yeah, and all you have to do is look around, look at the trees. I guess would be his favorite argument, and it's an oldie. I'll give him that. A goodie, I don't think so. I mean, you can look at a tree and take away from it whatever you want to take away from it, including another religion, which they like to leave out too. It's his Christian reading of the Bible against atheists, but not including that those atheists are also all those people that don't believe like he does, which I think he's in the minority too. He's like akin to him. So I don't think that whatever his viewer count is, that they were watching because they love their neighbors like they're supposed to.
I love snatness.
Jay Dyer often does debates on YouTube. We did a thing about Jay Dyer before, didn't we?
Jay Dyer is just such a piece of work. He's just
could be for a debate, could be fun.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. If people want to call into him, that's fine. Just make sure you got plenty of coke at hand. Okay, so San Jose says, deny it and your moral has no reason. Yeah, I'm looking for the argument, San Jose, not your just assertion that it has no reason and it refutes itself. That's not an argument. If you have an argument as for that, and I don't think Proust necessarily has a good argument, although he does defend it in every possible world. So again, I guess he's using S5 logic to show that, and I would deny that that's a very good way of thinking modally about the world. Just because something is possible doesn't mean it's just because it's logically possible doesn't mean it actually exists. And so just on that basis alone, I'd probably refute Proust. If you could give the argument for it, I would appreciate that, rather than me having to go and look something up which I've already looked up and found to be wanting.
Sabrina Black is an Orthodox Christian, I think.
Fair enough. Yeah, well done to you, Sabrina. I don't find Jay Dyer's arguments particularly convincing either. I think his version of transcendentalism, he can't justify the first premise. So, and I've never heard him do it either, of course. And if you want to go and look it up, I think there are several people that have debated him, and that showed that to be the case, such as Alex Malpass.
I told Robin we would wrap things up at 8:00 and go over there where she's moderating a debate on her channel. Sounds like a religious debate going on over there. So, it's Objective Ethics, who's a lovely guy, and well worth subbing to his channel, against possibly one of the worst apologists I've ever encountered, Calamity Jill. The Jill, okay. And so we're gonna head over there and support Robin. Everybody should, and don't forget, everybody that's been on the panel, I like to fill up the description with their channel. So make sure you go to their channel, subscribe, do all that liking stuff and everything. Yeah, just follow Brojo, follow the thingy. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Whoops. Robin is starting, so.
Yeah, here's the thing right here, Brojo. Copy.
Yeah, like sorry, Hands of Zale, just appealing to authority is not going to cut it here. Hang on a second. Appealing to authority is not going to cut it here. You actually have to put their arguments in chat, at least in some syllogistic form, so we could have a look at it. It's no good just saying it does X, go and look at such and such a person. That's not going to cut it. Either you know what the reason that the PSR is a universal principle, or you don't. And if you don't, fair enough, you're just making the claim. And that's what we're saying. I found it to be wanting. I think that they're using a modal structure which is untenable. So there we go.
Got the missing mod over there saying hey to. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, Robin's got about half a minute. She's going to be starting. So, in a half a minute, Mike, you got anything coming up?
Nope. I'm just studying stuff. I'm studying.
Right.
I have seen some things though that like things in the woods, like trolls and monsters and stuff that are more apparent to me than God is. So I may be worshiping those later. I don't know. But
there we go.
I just want to respond again. I'm sorry.
I may have eaten some mushrooms.
May or may not.
I just want to respond again to Jose here, who has at least tried to answer it in some sense. No, like he says, regress halts necessary something or another. What is it? Let me just say. Demands halts necessary being. I don't even know what that sentence means, but no, it doesn't halt necessary being at all. In fact, you're just begging the question against it being true. So if infinite regress is possible, then which there's no logical argument against infinite regress as far as I know, then so it's possible, and then by your own lights using S4 logic, then no, it's necessary, right? So that argument that you just made there falls on premise one. He did put a premise 2 in, but I can't see it now. Did he delete that or something? Oh no. Every contingent fact has an explanation. The cosmos is contingent and needs an explanation. No, I've already addressed that, I'm afraid. Just because things inside need a contingent, seem to be contingent, doesn't mean that the universe necessarily has a contingency. So that's not true either. And infinite regress is a necessary explanation. You might not like it, you may think it's false for various reasons. My point being is that, not that it is true, my point being is that we have to be agnostic because it's logically possible. Okay?
Oh my God.
I think that's everything.
Someone said evolution doesn't prove atheism, doesn't need to or have to. Atheism is just a rejection of a claim.
That's correct. Yeah.
How you doing, Chris?
So
Professor
Jill
Hazel?
is debating objective ethics over there. Jill. So.
Yep.
Oh my.
So with that, we will see you back here for next Saturday. This guy doesn't give very good convincing arguments, and he's kind of got an attitude about it. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to look at. I've got like questions for atheists. I don't know if we should do that one or not. It's really bad. I thought we might do it for fun. We'll see. Like I say, I usually got a handful of videos, and I pick through them, and this guy just rubbed me wrong. So
yeah, I just have to argue. I just have to answer this guy again. I'm afraid, Dave. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, like you didn't listen to what I was saying. I wasn't denying it. I was just saying you have to be agnostic, right? That's not a denial. Sorry, mate. You don't get me there either. And as such, it's not logically impossible, was my argument, to have an infinite regress. And therefore, you have to leave it on the table as a possibility, not that the universe itself is a thing. And that's all I'm saying. It's, infinite regress, if true, could be a necessary state, not necessarily a contingent one. So to say that all things all things are contingent, and therefore the universe needs something, is contingent, just might not be true. Might. I'm not denying that it is true. I'm saying it might not be true. And even if it is true, that it can't be contingent, and it could still be necessary, because infinite regress could be a necessary state of the universe. Anyway, that's just two simple rebuttals to what he says quickly.
Here's a good comment to roll out the evening. Let's rock and roll. We're gonna cruise on over, and we're gonna support Robin. Thanks everybody for stopping by for Saturday Night at the Atheist. Hope you had some fun. Answered a few questions, and Simos, you got any races coming up, or?
Well, yes, indeed. Monday, hopefully I'll be on with Fabio doing F1 Manager. We don't have a race this weekend, so on the weekends off, Monday UK 9 o'clock, we'll be doing F1 Manager. We've already recorded the first episode, so hopefully we'll be recording the second one, and I'll probably release the first one on Monday. I'm still looking to be doing the State of the Onion, but I just haven't got around to doing it. I've got too much on right now. So in real life, so that's going to have to wait. And then I believe it's next weekend is Canada. I'm going to check it right now as we're speaking. But yeah, next weekend we will be in Canada, round 5, May the 24th is the Canadian Grand Prix. So looking forward to going to Canada and for a short trip, and we'll hopefully see everybody in the F1 community there. And anybody wants to drop by and just give it a like and whatnot briefly, I'd really appreciate that, of course. And also, once again, thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're getting Simos up there. All right. Woohoo. Be a party at Simos' place.
I got to run, guys. I'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll catch everybody later. We'll play the outro video, and everybody take care of themselves, and you have a good one. All right.
Thank you, Dave. It's been really good to see you again. Thank you, Scott,
too.
And my favourite Scotsman, and also thank you to Mike there for the comedy gold.
The only true Scotsman.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for Bre for joining us, and thank you to Scott Duke and Robin Webster and allegedly Fred and Jasper for the funds and the memberships. You rock, help supporting the channel. Beautiful thing. Love you all, and take care of yourselves.
I've got one more thing to say before you hit the button, which is San Jose. Unfortunately, we're out of time now. But if you, we do the same thing every week. If you want to come in into the chat earlier, I'll seriously engage with you with some longer arguments.
We're here from 5 to 8. We're here for 3 hours.
We'd even have him in.
You can even come in. Sure. Yep. Every Saturday. Saturday Night at the Atheist.
And I have heard Oppie refuting the PSR as a universal principle. So
there you go.
Thank you for mentioning Oppie.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Without a sound, history speaks in tales of lore, knocking at the captive death's door. Oh, legends live. Silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor, knocking